I've never lost. Yet you are afraid. Afraid that you will lose everything. Do you ever get scared of losing, Kimmy?
Well, big bro, I think we should cherish the joy and excitement of each game. Not who won or lost.
That's right. I'll strive for victory, but I won't lose myself in its pursuit. World Championship. I'm back. The world's first city, built for play, is coming to Saudi Arabia. Don't just live life. Play life. Qiddiya.
Boing, 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 boing,
Pag-grab only, savings ang dami, your wallet sings tonight. Laki ng bawi, pag nag-grab only, save 244 alright.
boing, 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 boing.
Brandon, alam ko masalimuot ngayon ang buhay mo. Kung kailan ka nabigyan ng break as a head coach sa pro scene ng Mobile Legends, doon ka pa nagkaroon ng malubhang sakit. Iinday mo ng 1 buwan. Itatago mo kasi akala mo ngalay lang naman. Hanggang sa isang gabi, hindi ka na makatayo. Hindi ka na makalakad. Wala nang choice kundi dalhin ka sa ospital kasi grabe na yung sakit na iniinda mo. Magsisimula ang season na wala ka sa tabi ng team mo. Sobrang lungkot at depression ang dadanasin mo dahil sa sakit at kawalan ng pakiramdam sa kalahati ng iyong katawan. Munti ka nang sumuko sa buhay. Buti na lang at may mga nurse, mga doktor, mga physical therapists at mga kaibigan na nagpatibay ng loob mo. Huwag mo silang kalimutang pasalamatan. Akala mo okay na ang lahat, kaso luluba palalo ang sakit mo. Mapupunta ka sa bingit ng kamatayan, halos hindi ka na makahinga. Doon, mapapadasal ka sa Diyos na huwag ka na munang kunin dahil hindi pa tapos ang mission mo. Hindi pa tapos ang pangarap mo. Sabi mo nga, magde-champion ka pa. Maniwala ka na gagaling ka. Kumapit ka. Sa pagkakataon na yon, madudugtungan ang iyong buhay. Binigyan ka ng isa pang chance sa mundo para tuparin ang pangarap mo. Kung akala mo wala nang kukuha sa iyong ML team dahil sa kalagayan mo, nagkakamali ka. May magtitiwala pa rin. Kukunin ka as coach ng isang team abroad. Igagrab mo yung opportunity kahit pa naka-wheelchair ka kasi gusto mo yung ginagawa mo. Magiging mahirap pero okay lang. Ang importante, sumubok ka at wala kang regrets. Unti-unti na rin mag-i-improve ang kalagayan mo. Sabi ng mga doktor, kailangan mong ma-operahan pero wala ka pa namang pera noon kaya naniwala ka na lang nagagaling ka. Sa tiyaga at paniniwala, makakatayo ka rin. Darating ang punto na makakalakad ka na ulit. Himala, di ba? May isa pang biyaya na darating. Lalapitan ka na isang kaibigan, si Coach Daki, para maging tactician ng AP Brand. May chance ka ulit na ituloy ang pangarap. Huwag mo tong sayangin. Ikaw ang susi na magbubukas ng bagong pintuan para sa iyong team. Makakapagsibol kayo at dito magsisimula ang sunod-sunod niyong pagkapanalo sa iba't ibang tournament, kabilang ang MPL Philippines Season 12. Kung dati ay literal na hindi ka makalakad, ngayon lakad matatag ka nang ire-representa ang Pilipinas sa M5 World Championships.
David, nakakatuwa manood ng MPL, no? Nakikita mo yung mga idol mo. Yung iba dyan, magiging kakampi mo. Maglaro ka lang na maglaro, tapos magpataas ka ng rank at stars. Sa sobrang loko mo, darating pa nga yung 24 hours na nag-live ka ng ML para magpapansin. Dahil sa kasipagan mong yun, may chance ka pang nakasali ka sa Brand. Sobrang saya ng magiging run mo kasi magcha-champion ka na sa MPL tapos makakasali ka pa sa M2 World Championship. Nakaka-pressure pa yan kasi rookie ka pa lang tapos mag-worlds ka na. Buti na lang, umayon yung resulta sa atin. Magiging champion ka ng M2. Oo, masaya siya. Kaso warning lang ha, yung mga susunod na mangyayari dito magiging mahirap at masakit para sa'yo. Ganun talaga yung buhay eh. Hindi laging masaya. Minsan, kapag nasa tuktok ka at hindi mo alam kung paano harapin ang tagumpay, sasagadsad ka pababa, tatamarin ka, makikinig sa maling sinasabi ng iba, at ang uli, magmamahal ka ng taong lolokohin ka lang pala. Sa mga panahong yun, mapatingin ka na lang sa salamin at parang hindi mo nakilala yung sarili mo. Magiging madilim yung mga susunod na kabanata ng buhay mo. Pero David, dito ka matututo. Oh, baka gusto mo laktawan tong part na to ha? Hindi pwede, kasi mahalagang pagdaanan mo to. Okay lang matakot, gawin mo pa rin. Magta-top 8 kayo sa MPL, talo, laglag. Hindi lang isa, 2 beses pa. Dahil dito, mapaisip ka kung kaya mo pa ba, kung para sa'yo pa ba yung ML. Ngayon ka dapat hindi tumigil. Kailangan mong ituloy at patunayan sa sarili mo na kaya mo, kahit sa mga oras na wala ka ng ganang gumalaw. Kung magagawa mo to, magkakaroon ka ng disiplina. Gagawin mo siya dahil pinangako mo sa sarili mo na panahon na para magising at magbago. Kapag naayos mo na yung sarili mo, magiging maayos na teammate ka na sa mga kasama mo. Kung yung dati nga, sarili mo lang iniisip mo. Ngayon, mas masaya ka na kapag masaya yung teammates mo, di ba? Dahilan ito para mag-champion kayo sa iba't ibang tournaments, pati na rin sa MPL Season 12. Matutupad rin yung pangarap mo para sa team na makapag-M5. Ngayon, sa pagkakataong ito, mas gagalingan mo pa kasi gusto mong maranasan nila ang feeling na naranasan mo noon.
Kinetic over Katabi sa sunod kamko Kung kita kan bangki as this rally versus game Got the ball on my shoulders Ikaw kusang pataro Kau bisa buat ku lengah But you can keep me from my honor I feel like the floor is lava The energy's getting higher You're serving my arms Cause I know just what we got I got you like na-na-na And you know we hold the power Cause we are better than great Cause we are better than great Better than great Taklukan yang hebat, aku yang terhebat Apa yang malu, ku jadi terhebat Transcend myself into this game, yeah I need the power to tell me afraid Kemenangan bukan untuk yang lemah The suit of the game, we shall reveal Better than great, it's how we feel I feel like the floor is lava The energy's getting higher You're serving my arms Cause I know just what we got I got you like na-na-na And you know you hold the power Cause we are better than great I can tell you if I don't stand in my way Stand in front of you talking We are better than great Kita yang terhebat Hadapi dan tak terbagi Leopa dan tak berubah We are better than great Cause we are better than great If we stand tall and believe Kau dan aku kan bisa Dengan tekad membara You see, I'm better than You see, I'm better than You see, I'm better than Ku berlatih jadi hebat, don't stand in my way Stand in front of you, talking jatuh We are better than great Kita yang terhebat, hadapi dan tak terbagi Leopa dan tak berubah We are better than great
Kai, siguradong may echo pa dyan sa banyo kung saan ka naglalaro ng ML. Hindi ka kasi pwede maglaro sa kwarto nyon dahil sure na mapapagalitan ka na naman. Tatagan mo ang loob mo kasi masasabihan ka pa ng magulang mo na wala kang mapapala dyan. Huwag mong i-take yun negatively. Instead, gawin mong motivation yun para mapatunayan sa kanila at sa sarili mo na may future ka sa ML. Magpasalamat ka pa rin sa parents mo Kasi kahit na pinapagalitan ka nila palagi dahil sa kaka-ML mo, lagi ka pa rin naman nilang pinapahiram ng cellphone para malaro to. Mangarap ka. Gawin mo lahat ng makakaya mo para makilala ka sa ginagawa mo. Iwasan mo yung pagiging tilted. Hindi yun makatulong sa'yo. Magpataas ka lang ng stars. May amateur team na makakadiscover sa'yo. At dahil dito, makakasali ka sa maraming tournaments. Marami kang matututunan. Hindi lang sa in-game aspect, kundi pati na rin sa pakikitungo sa ibang tao. Sa tamang panahon, makakapasok ka ng AP Brain. Magiging ganap na pro player ka. Oh, huwag kang kabahan. May mga coach ka na gagabay sa'yo. Tsaka mabubuting tao rin mga magiging teammates mo. Kapag may napapansin kang mali o kailangan i-improve, magsalita ka. Mas okay maging totoo kaysa maging pabaya. Matuto ka rin tumanggap pag ikaw naman ang may mali. Hindi ka rin naman laging tama eh. Magkakaroon pa nga ng pagkakataon na hindi ka makakaretry sa isang pinaka-importanteng laro sa karera mo. Pero alalahanin mo lang rason mo kung bakit ka nandito. Kung bakit ka naipagsapalaran sa ML. Magpapagawa ka pa ng bahay para sa pamilya mo, di ba? May pangbubong ka na, di ba? Kaya laban lang. Triplein mo ang sipag mo. Marami ka pang pagsubok na pagdadaanan. Ihahanda ka ng lahat ng yan para sa M5 World Championship. Malay mo, ang kasunod pala ng tagumpay dito. Sarili mo ng bahay at mas maginhawang buhay.
O Jean, unang-una, gusto kong malaman mo na magiging maayos din ang lahat. Alam kong pagod na pagod ka ngayon kasi pinagsabay mo yung work, paglalaro ng ML at pag-aaral mo. Call center agent ka sa gabi, estudyante sa umaga, tapos sumasali ka pa sa ML tournaments tuwing weekends. Maga kang namulat sa hirap ng buhay. 7 kayong magkakapatid at walang ibang maasahan ng mama mo kundi ikaw. Kahit minsan, ang sakit-sakit na. Nakihin mo muna. Tibayin mo loob mo para makatulong ka sa pamilya mo at mabigyan sila ng maayos na kinabukasan. Darating ka rin naman sa point na ma-realize mo na kailangan mag-focus ka lang sa isang bagay. Huwag ka magpapaubos. Mas makakatulong ka sa kanila kung masaya ka rin sa ginagawa mo. Sa unang sabak mo sa amateur scene ng ML, wala ka pag-aanong ipapanalo. Pero dahil sa pagtitiyaga mo, magtiwala kang may makakapansin din sa talento mo. May makakaalala ng pangalan mo. Nakatawa man isipin, pero napakaswerte mo pa rin. Dadalhin ka rin tadhana dyan sa AP Brain. Narating ang chance mo na patunayan ng sarili. Sa kawalan ng player na pupuno, ikaw ang magbubuo sa team nyo. Pero Jean, kahit na by chance ang pagpasok mo, binigay mo naman ang lahat ng oras mo sa paglalaro ng ML. Kaya naging magaling ka dito. Marami kayong pagsubok na pagdadaanan as a team. Pero malalagpasan nyo rin lahat yan. Di ba nga, minsan sa buhay kailangan mo muna maranasan yung hirap para mas ma-appreciate mo yung ginhawa pag narating mo na. Ituloy mo lang yung pagsusumikap mo kasi dadaling ka niyan sa landas kung saan matutulungan mo na ang pamilya mo, matutupad mo pa ang pangarap mo. Magcha-champion ka sa MPL at magiging parte ka ng M5. Ngayon, ay thankful ka dahil alam mong mas masarap ang tagumpay dahil naranasan mo ang pait ng buhay.
Hi, Monina. Alam kong nag-iisip ka ngayon if you're going to let go of your BPO work. You know what? Take the risk. Pumasok ka sa mundo ng esports and tanggapin mo yung hamon and opportunity na maging team manager. It's gonna be exciting and different. Iba to sa dati mong naging trabaho. Hindi siya mas madali because you're gonna be dealing with kids and people with different personalities. The workload is going to be overwhelming, kaya please, huwag mong akuin lahat. Madaming challenges, pero mas maraming taong nakapaligid sa'yo na tutulungan ka to overcome those challenges. Learn to delegate, work on your adaptability. Life is not a straight line. may magiging ups and downs talaga along the way. Don't be afraid to try and to speak up. Kung may mga ayaw makinig sa'yo, lakasan mo pa yung boses mo. As long as alam mong may sense yung sasabihin mo, go for it. More than a manager, be an ate. These kids would be going through a lot of emotional stress and disappointments. Do your best to be there for them and to comfort them kapag kailangan. Alam ko, masakit din para sa'yo kapag natatalo. Pero ang importante, nandyan ka para samahan ng mga players mo, mga batang kapatid mo. You will sacrifice a lot. Resources, time with family, and even relationships. It would be stressful, but every minute will be worth it. Especially when you see the joy in your players' eyes na makakasali pala kayo in the World Championships. I promise you, Monina, you will not regret leaving your corporate career because time will come that you will manage a world-class esports team.
Hi, Kel. Alam ko, tuwing tinatanong ka nila kung anong gusto mo maging, wala ka pang masabi kasi hindi mo pa naiisip yung mga ganun. Hindi mo pa alam kung anong pangarap mo. Pero huwag kang mag-alala kasi darating din yung laro na magbabago ng buhay mo. Matututo kang mag-Mobile Legends, gagaling kang mag-ML at magiging passion mo to. Darating yung time na tatakas ka sa Tarlac pa Manila para lang masunod ang gusto mo. Magsasorry ka na lang pag nasa bootcamp ka na. Galingan mo lang dun kasi magpo-pro ka. Makakahanap ka ng team na alagaan ka. Oh, baka kala mo puro saya lang yun ha. Magkakamali ka, may issue ka, pero okay lang yun kasi dun ka matututo. Huwag ka matakot magkamali kasi kasama yung pagiging makulit mo sa journey mo towards World Championships. Lahat ng puyat, pagod at pag-argue mo hanggang makatulog, magiging sulit yan. Magiging champion ka sa M3 at sobrang saya nun. Damin mo lang kasi bilog ang mundo. Pwedeng panalo ka ngayon, tapos talo ka na bukas. Pag dumating pala yung oras na parang nawawalan ka ng gana sa ML o sa buhay, huwag kang titigil. Pwede kang magpahinga, pero ipagpatuloy mo pa rin ang pagpitik. Huwag mo hayaan na may dumang araw na hindi ka pipindot. Kasi malaking bagay yun. Hanggat kaya mo pa, huwag mo sayangin yung panahon. Isa pa, huwag mong kalimutan maging mabuting teammate. Kasi hindi lang talent ang puhunan sa esports, kundi teamwork at respeto sa isa't isa. Maniwala ka man o hindi, yung ikaw na walang pangarap noon, ginagawa ang lahat ngayon para matupad ang pangarap ng iba. Ng mga teammates mo na sabik at deserving na makapag-world champion.
Jay, kamusta ka? Kamusta yung pagbebenta mo sa palengke ng prutas tsaka pagtatrabaho mo sa babuyan? Para makapagpa-load ka at makalaro ka ng ML. Kahit pa 2 oras yung biyahe papuntang Bagak para maghatid ng baboy sa palengke, hanga ako sa'yo kasi kaya mo magtiyaga. Huwag kang mag-alala. Lahat ng sinakripisyo mo, magiging worth it. Dahil sa Mobile Legends, magbabago ang takbo ng buhay mo at ng pamilya mo. Oo nga pala, huwag mo kalimutan magpasalamat sa ate mo kasi pinahiram ka niya ng cellphone para makalaro ka. Mag-thank you ka rin sa mga pinsan and kuya mo kasi sila yung mga unang nakasama magbatak sa ML. Darating din yung panahon na makakabawi ka rin sa kanila. Sa atin lang dahil gigil ka sa kaka-RG, magiging top 1 ka sa stars at diyan ka madidiscover ni Boss D. Simula dito, marirealize mo na iba pala ang pagiging pro sa pagiging...
Yeah. Hit me like I might kick over, but you can give me in no corner. I know I can make a comeback, ace this round and finish this game now. Got the power on my shoulders. Yeah, you know that I'm a soldier. You can keep me off my guard, but you can't keep me from my honor. Nah, 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 I feel like the floor is lava. The energy's getting higher. You're saving my arms, 'cause I know just what I got. I got you like na na na, and you know I hold the power. This feeling I love. Oh yeah, making my grind good to great, so don't stand in my way. Standing tall and I won't fall over. We are better than great, good. We are better than great. We stand tall, won't run away. We are burn, nothing gon' change. Great, we are better than great. Can't get it great, I'm better than great. I play my own role, I become the greatest. Transcend myself into this game, yeah. I build a power to dominate fate. Championship mind on top of the week. We start to the game, shout, reveal. Better than great, that's how we feel. I feel like the floor is lava. The energy's getting higher. You're saving my arms, 'cause I know just what I got. I got you like na na na, and you know I hold the power. This feeling I love. Oh yeah, making my grind good to great, so don't stand in my way. Standing tall and I won't fall over. We are better than great, good. We are better than great. We stand tall, won't run away. We are firm, nothing gon' change. Great, we are better than great. If we stand tall and believe, we can make it, you and me. With a sense of urgency, you'll see I'm better than great. I'm better than great. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, I'm better than. Making my grind good to great, so don't stand in my way. Standing tall and I won't fall over. We are better than great, good. We are better than great. We stand tall, won't run away. We are firm, nothing gon' change. Great, we are better than great.
We are used to seeing a Filipino Grand Finals, but for M5, it's gonna be AP Bren with the Hive going up against Blacklist International with the Agents to gain the right to go to the Grand Finals, to gain the right to represent the Philippines in the M5 World Championship. Welcome to the panel area. This place is lit, fam. My name is fulfil. Alongside me is Gideon, my Malaysian boy. How you doing?
Doing good. It's great to be back on the panel once again. We got an exciting matchup lined up for you guys. And for the first time in a very long time, there's only going to be one Filipino representative after this best of 5 to make it to the Grand Finals.
There's a lot we got to talk about because we saw both teams play earlier where for both teams, it was a 3-0. But again, Blacklist won. And unfortunately, AP Bren didn't have that good of a time. We got to talk about how in the M Series, no host country so far has won it all. And right now, it is going to be one representative from the Philippines going up to the Grand Finals. How do you feel about this?
Honestly, it could be a match made in heaven. For others, this could be the worst possible outcome. A fateful all-Filipino lower bracket final is a stressful situation for both the Agents as well as the Hive. One of these teams are going to make it through, and better yet, there is that possibility that the Filipino dynasty ends at the Grand Finals altogether.
I gotta ask, because watching AP Bren play just now, after the first game going up against Onyx, the mentality, we have to question that. Are they ready to go up against Blacklist? Where Blacklist, again, they might be feeling fresh. They got a 3-0 just now against Deus Vult.
There's a lot of momentum going between both the teams, but keep in mind, if history is recalled one more time, as a historian, both of these teams became champions in their own right from the lower bracket. History might just be repeating itself all over again.
Just to recap, ladies and gentlemen, AP Brand, during that time was Brand, won the M2 World Championship, and Blacklist International, where again, this might be their miracle run, all the way from the lower brackets, going to the grand finals of M3 and winning that one with a score of 4-0. For them to repeat their own history, they gotta win this one against AP Brand. Again, this is also a rematch of MPL Philippines Season 12, and I don't know, I kind of feel like it's not going to be the same game.
It absolutely isn't going to be. The next generation of Blacklist is already here. And even for the side of AP Brand, just adding that AP has made them more than what they are today. A fateful all-Filipino lower bracket final is happening today, and there's no changing it.
Let me just say, it is a full crowd. Feeling the energy from everyone here. I feel like this is going to be an amazing match. This match is going to replicate the feels, the emotion of a grand finals.
It truly will be. Honestly, I thought this was going to be the last time we see Filipinos going up against Filipinos since the regular season, and especially during the playoffs. But things have changed, and the one thing that I'm concerned of is whether AP Brand can recover from that defeat, being shown to be human by Onyx Esports.
No matter what, if you want to be a champion, you got to recover, and you got to recover quickly. Going up against Blacklist, where they have shown they don't mind going up against aggression. They're very good at kiting. This is their ube playstyle, where they don't always have to be aggressive. And they have shown that they are a very strong wall where they can basically push anyone away from them. Now we got to look at the Clash of the End series. Two-time hopefuls, where again, M2 for AP Brand, M3 for Blacklist.
They're looking to make history repeat itself. Both sides have had accolades under their belts for the longest of times, and both of these teams have legacies to uphold. The question is whether this legacy is going to extend not only from the region itself, but beyond that to the rest of the world.
Going into this game, personally for me as an analyst, I'm definitely going to look at how the pick and bans is going to work out, because AP Brand, it looks like they're willing to let go of strong heroes to the opposing side because they have ways to counter. Looking at Onyx, they let go of the Nolan 3 times, and they adjusted all around it. So for both teams, no question, the history is there. The knowledge is there. The experience is there. I almost want to say, it's playing with their hearts. Who is hungrier? Who wants it more?
It's going to go beyond what we as analysts can provide to you guys. We could be giving you scientific advice. We could be giving you all the data. But truth be told here, I want to see Blacklist International get pushed to the edge. I want to see AP Brand, to get pushed to the very edge. I'm hoping that maybe today we might see Haji hit that stage one more time.
Hey, you know what? Today has been 3-0s. Maybe this time, this will be a 3-2. Now we got to look at both teams. This is the lower bracket finals. Emotions is going to play a big part in this game, as well as how are they going to handle the pressure, the crowd, the world stage. We're going for a video where we're going to look at how is the pressure of going through the M5 World Championship in the lower brackets.
The lower bracket, the dangerous pit where teams must survive. Losing the match equals elimination.
The people for the side of Brand Esports has 4 missed goals, and they just finished it.
We didn't expect to lose against Burmese Goals. We were like very confident that time, but they defeated us 2-0. So when we got to lower bracket, it's like all the matches were like do or die. So we were really pressured.
Sensui trying to defend. The base is getting lower. It's been 5 games.
Unang-unang tumatak sa isip ko, parang yung M3 run namin na madalas na sinasabi nila. And then, ayun, naging lesson din sa amin nung pagkatalo namin mula sa Onyx. Na-apply namin ngayon yung mga mistakes namin at nagiging better pa.
In the past M Series, 2 teams have made a successful lower bracket run and won the championship. Blacklist International and AP Brand.
We found our confidence through each other. We boost each other morale. Our mindset is that we really want to win the World Championship for all the Filipinos, because before that time, Indonesia always wins in the international. So we were like the first Filipino to win the international tournament.
Much like the previous M series, it's a survival of the fittest in the lower bracket.
Actually, hindi ko naiisip na nasa lower bracket kami. Kumbaga, one at a time talaga. Kasi kapag inisip mo nasa lower bracket ka, parang yung iba panghinaan ng loob kasi isang buhay na lang or kinakabahan, ganun. Para sa akin, pag naglalaro kami, wala. All in talaga every game.
Just like our run on MPL ID, we're always down 2-0. We are in the lower bracket but we're still fighting. At the end of the day, every game have an impact. So we just have to do our best every game, each game.
For teams that fall short, it would be another one-year wait before redemption.
Everything is a kitchen sink to send the home ground.
I feel pretty sad about the lose, considering we already lost to the upper bracket 0-3 before to a Indonesian team, and then we lost to Blacklist also 0-3. It's pretty sad, but now I understand that what I did this time just wasn't enough. But I'm looking to win the next M series that I go to for sure.
This time, Blacklist International is one step away from reliving their success in M3.
I'm very happy and proud of my team because we've come this far. Especially it's our first season being a 5-man of Blacklist, and I'm just really happy and super proud of my team for coming this far. I think we're very happy right now and very confident that we can reach grand finals.
In the upper bracket, the same can be said for AP Bren. After failing to secure top 2, this next match would be their last hope. In this lower bracket final, it is a clash of the best. Who will get the ticket to the grand final? Who will be better than great?
It all comes down to this. M-Series hopefuls across the board, one has to go home, and it's a PH versus PH lower bracket final. What is up, guys? On behalf of Renmar, it's us, the We Bear Bros, Naisu, Leo, Wolf. How are we feeling?
It's my first time on the desk, and I'm glad to be at your service for this best of 5 between the two Filipino teams that we have crowned over the past few years. The stakes have never been higher.
I feel great. I'm seeing everybody here at the stadium, and everybody's just very happy, very excited about what's going to happen. It's just sad that it's a lower bracket Filipino, all-Filipino final, but it is what it is. MLBB action.
That's how it has to be, right? But before we talk about the matchup, of course, we have to thank our sponsors. The M5 World Championship is powered by Moonton, presented by Kadia, supported by ROG, the official gaming phone, Grab, the official super app partner, Secret Lab, our official chair partner. Thank you to all our sponsors. M5 would not be possible without all of your support.
Special shout out as well to our global presenting partner, Kadia. Kadia is a giga project, a city that is being built in Saudi Arabia. It is the future capital of entertainment, sports, and culture.
And there's more. For all you guys, once again, watching at home or watching with us here, the M5 Pass, it's still ongoing. Unlock the Yuzhong M5 exclusive Dragon Shade skin, the Prime Cosmic Dragon skin. When you buy the M5 Pass, you can accomplish all the activities to get level 75 for free, of course. So there's tons of M5 exclusive rewards waiting for you and your friends. Don't forget, you can gift the pass as well. Gentlemen, in just moments, we will be getting ready for this matchup. I feel like, Wolf, you mentioned some people were hoping, once again for the Filipino versus Filipino grand final. Well, this time we don't get that, right? We have it in the lower bracket final.
But we're sure that the Filipino team will be there at the grand finals anyways. For right now, we're going to get the best out of our region and then pit it against the best of Indonesia.
It's bittersweet, this matchup right here. But again, we get the treat that we were looking for early, a night sooner.
Can't wait to see it unfold, but before that, and before we welcome the teams, let's go ahead and welcome out our marshals once again for tonight to officiate the M5 World Championship. We have, of course, our marshals making their way onto the stage. They're here to ensure the fairness and integrity of the games for, once again, Ivan, Wilbert, Patrick, and Shun. These guys have been doing an outstanding job leading us through, and now, quick to get back on their feet after a sweep from the Sky Kings. The Bees take flight, hoping to break a code that they've once cracked and return to the M-Series Grand Final stage. Hive rise and buzz for the epic comeback of AP Brent.
The process that they started a year ago, since July, this roster has developed so much, and here they are, wanting to take it a step further.
And their opponents, after a flawless victory earlier today, the Code Breakers are all in to finish their lower bracket run and secure their third consecutive Grand Final M-Series appearance. Agents break the code for Blacklist International!
In hand, a trophy they won in Singapore years ago. They found their form, and really, did we ever leave the age of black?
And of course, to guide the teams to victory, the minds behind it all for AP Brent, Coach Ducky, Coach Brandon for Blacklist International, Coach Master the Basics, and Coach Dexstar. As they get prepped and ready for this lineup, how are we feeling? What are we thinking here in terms of the approach to this series?
The last time we saw these two teams clash with the same gravity, with the same significance, was in EVM about a couple months ago. And then it was AP Brent who came up on top. But now it's all on the line. No holds barred. The only team that leaves this matchup with a dub is the only team that can go for that two-time world championship.
We're gonna see exactly who that is, but real quick, AP Bren, let's reintroduce him once again. Super Marco, Kyle Teasy, Flap Teasy, Few, and Ogwin.
And we know for sure that they wanted to get back to the grand finals, have another date against Onyx Esports, but right now, for the third time, at least this year, or this half of the year, we're gonna be looking towards fighting against Blacklist International. And AP Brent, for sure, we know that this is a team that's really, really strong, right? It seems like Onyx Esports just had their number earlier, but now they have to get back on their feet.
They got to make a quick adjustment, right? They have to, again, after that sweep, and really just focusing on the objectives they have to focus on to approach the game. Now, once again, Blacklist International, we saw them earlier today come out with a win. It's Oheb, Sensui, Edward, Yue, and Renajay. This lineup has improved so much over these months alone.
Everything they've done throughout their lower bracket run, starting yesterday with the very aggressive Geek Fam, they figured that out. Against Davu's Devi Gaming, they figured that out. Now against their nemesis, their rivals from MPL Philippines Season 12, they have to evolve even more. They have to rewrite the code once again, and I think they can do it. All the more that they've got a fresh start. Again, they won with a 3-0. They got the rest, they got the break. Going up against AP Bren, I think they watched that match very closely.
Very important to watch that match, as well as how they recover, right? For AP Bren, are you looking at their stats so far? They have been leading almost all of the basic stats that we have: KDA, damage per minute, goal per minute. But when it comes to the hero pool, Blacklist International have one more hero above AP Bren. I'm curious to see if there will be a lot of experiments for this best of 5 series. I think that because it's so important, you kind of don't want to experiment anymore. You're going to be bringing out the big guns. Maybe we can skip the Odettes. Maybe we skip the Florins. You know? All of these heroes that do not look like they can win the games against each other.
Yeah, again, Odette was a big point of talk, I guess, from the last series that we saw, and it didn't work out, right? But that's not to say that, you know, if you want to go with some experimentation, at least in game 1, I would say game 1. If you want to approach it that way, go for it. Again, whoever starts on the right foot here, that's where we see momentum. And given the fact that, as well, AP Bren being massively ahead and struggling. Oh, by the way,
whoa!
We know who he's supporting. Oh, Renajay.
By God, I didn't think this would be the day I would see a Kosi Doggy wearing a Blacklist International jersey.
Wow! That's
support.
That's the support, of course. I mean, like, this is surprising, and of course, I mean, come on.
What do we call this support? What do we? The all Filipino desk. What do we do?
Yeah.
There's no prediction here.
I'm happy that Lafel also joined us.
I didn't even notice that. He did.
He did join us.
Only Gideon went 3-2 with AP Bren.
All right.
In a stadium full of agents, I wouldn't dare predict.
Yeah.
Hey, there's one thing. At least you can't say we're biased, right? I mean, these are two Filipino teams. So.
You're right.
It's clear who my favorite players are, but when it comes down to the competition, we call it down the wire.
Yeah, and you know, really, when we talk about these two teams, exactly how they fall into place here for the lower bracket final, there's a lot of things that you could point out, right, in their journey up to this point. But I think, yeah, you guys pretty much pointed it out. You had a lot of time to kind of readjust, refine things, get things situated. Now, how quick can you make that adjustment, right, from their kind of varying series earlier that they've had? That's kind of what is up to play here between both of them. And of course, we can always talk about the draft, the individual skill level when it comes lane to lane, you know, how that comparison goes. But even for me, I would really focus even in the mid lane, right? One of the matchup here, Few versus Yue. And I know they mentioned this earlier, the fact that maybe Haji comes in, but still, I think Yue's been doing an amazing job up to this point. Do you feel like he's at his peak to be able to go and match up against Few right now?
At his peak, maybe I cannot answer that. I'm pretty sure that he is on an upward trajectory when it comes to his improvements. Like when we saw Yue perform in MSC, we were so impressed. And then MPL PH Season 12, we are equally impressed. And now the M5 World Stage, he is performing so well. So I don't know if that's the peak anymore, but I'm sure that it's an upward trajectory for Mr. Yue.
Again, in the metagame that is filled with Lilia, Valentina, and Faramis, Yue is a part of that argument. But consider this. Few has been playing this game. Few has been a part of this ecosystem, MLBB Sports, even before it was established. Yue is likely one of the kids who would call him his idol.
For sure.
So best believe this meeting here in the lower bracket, in the finals, in this M5 world stage, it's fated. It's destiny.
Destiny or not, we're going to find out here. Jumping into the draft. Game number 1 in this best of 5 lower bracket final. Blacklist International, AP Bren, prepped and ready once again, going through the ringer up to this point. They've got another obstacle ahead of them, and we'll see how things fall into place once again. Ban-wise, a little bit, you know, difference here, but a lot of familiarity as well. Fredrin, Valentina taking out Baksha for AP Bren on the blue. Over on the red, we have Blacklist International taking out the Guinevere, the Joy, the Nolan.
Bruno as well as Faramis open for Blacklist International. You don't want to, obviously you don't want to give the Valentina to Yue, because how strong he is. But Matilda now being picked up by AP Bren, Red J special for sure. Now they will get the Akai, the winning hero that they used when they went up against Geek Fam Indonesia, quickly banned and sorted out by Daewoo, but that did not net them the series victory anyways. So I'm thinking like Bruno Akai here for Blacklist. Oh, Lilia.
Okay. Lilia picked up. This is something that, I mean, she is priority, but oftentimes, you know, you don't see this exactly right now. Is this a smart choice? Pick up the Lilia and the Kai for now, and all you see is the Matilda?
For sure. It's a US special. You know for sure that the Faramis is going to be a consideration for AP Bren, as well as your typical marksman. There's consideration of getting the 1-1 now, but knowing AP Bren, after seeing what they saw in the previous series, maybe they might just go for the Claude instead for this particular slot.
Coach Dieb did do well to cover up their bases, denied the Claude very often. But it looks like it doesn't matter. Again, if it's open and you have that mid-lane trio to activate the 1-1, make Super Marco's lane a little easier to hit and get online, then by all means.
It's going to be the Claude immediately answered by Blacklist International. I think at this stage of the tournament, this is what you may notice. There will be only 3 heroes that they may be picking up in the marksman role. The 1-1, the Bruno, and the Claude. They're just going to be shuffling between those 3 heroes because they need to win the games. Like, obviously, the Brodies, your Brodies, your Beatrix, they can win you games, right? But when it comes to like winning an entire series, you have to get to those all reliable carry heroes.
Yeah, it's funny too, because when you look at it, right, even in the previous series, you saw how much focus was on Super Marco's lane, right? It was choked out to the point where, once again, he was so far behind in terms of the gold-to-gold matchup in the gold lane that it really, you know, stopped them from doing what they had to do to stay in that game. And so that can be a similar game plan here. But once again, those picks locked in, we have to focus on the XP lane, right? The impact lane right now is currently in the M5. It plays a huge role here.
Yeah, I'm thinking about like Lapu-Lapu or Kali, these heroes that are played in a role where you're an XP lane, but you're also an assassin in a way, right? But at the same time, the Terizla should be a consideration for both teams, since the Terizla is a hero that's good against the Claude, good against the 1-1 as well. And I like the fact that AP Bren will be denying sustained heroes now, because that is what 1-1 doesn't want to face.
So now I'm wondering, do they allow the Minotaur the Minotaur is still out there. If both teams are looking for an XP laner, it's very clear that Blacklist actually need a roamer. You have to activate a Yue. You have to allow for them to, again, be ready for these false collapses, fall away team fights, fade away team fights. So I'm wondering if that's going to be possible with what's left on the board after Coach Ducky and Coach Bren are done banning.
Well, there's the Khalid, as we talked about. You know, it's been making waves, or sand waves, if you will, throughout M5, of course.
Love it.
Thank you. Let's see if this last ban is actually that Minotaur, because I think one of the questions is, you know, Hitman becoming the heel man. There's been a mixture of his own playstyle so far. Is Minotaur that answer for AP Bren to ban out?
Or the Rafaela, maybe.
Either.
Either will be great. And obviously the Minotaur is a hero that Claude doesn't want to face. That means that if it is let go, Blacklist are going to be inclined to pick that up, their fourth pick. Or maybe they, maybe the answer is have Edward be the flex hero, or the hero that will have the complete answers, which is the traditional trajectory for Blacklist International. Good call.
There it is. Yep. Going to be banned out once again. Minotaur taking another picture alongside that Estes pick. So, heel man, what's left for him? You know, Rafaela. That's about
Rafaela and Tigreal, perhaps.
We don't want to mention the Florin.
Nope, that's a bad word.
Okay.
For now, at least. Again, Florin hasn't been performing very well here in the world stage. Looking at Blacklist again, I agree. Maybe Flex Edward.
Yeah.
The Arlo hasn't been banned yet.
The Arlo.
The Arlo.
Yeah.
Arlo is pretty solid.
Yeah, Renegade also likes that.
You overload the CC.
Yep.
You overload the Purify.
It has a combo with Akai as well.
I will choose my own.
Very good. Well done.
Well done. It's picked up here.
I know my Abunjinjing. I know my Hitmans.
Makes sense though, right? I mean, go ahead and pick it up. It also helps you kind of deal with if there's the instance where, you know, you have your guiding winds to kind of play against and the movement speed and everything else from AP Bren, at least you have another option, right? But still, you got to work around, once again, the heavy spin, being able to find out these lockdowns yourself. So what are the next two responses here?
There could be a Minotaur for the side of AP Bren, as well as the, maybe a
banned out.
It's banned out. Oh, it is. I think Tigreal.
Tigreal, there you go.
For Ogwen. At the same time, maybe they want to go Kaja instead.
Oh, but Kaja has very low win rate.
Yeah.
But the thing is, okay.
Whoa.
Because Blacklist International can pick up a Diggy in their last pick.
So this is like that, sort of that double mage setup. Once again, you know, you have the Matilda, you have the Novaria, right? Working together this time around. And so what's the answer here from Blacklist?
I'm thinking Diggy. In fact, because it's a hero that will really just solve the problems for Blacklist International. They can like group up, especially because they already have the Arlot as well as the Akai anyways. Maybe a safer route could be the Tigreal for Mr. Renegade.
Yeah, one or the other. The other is more defensive, but more proactive when it comes to vision. The other can turn around fights.
Oh, wow.
They pick up
How about neither?
We've kind of forgot about Angela.
I would have thought that AP Bren would have taken that instead of the Novaria, because that's a good combo. But then, Angela Claude, classic combo as well. It's almost like a Diggy. Well, the Diggy helps you survive the crowd control, but the Angela allows for you to just tank up. And it has a great combo with the Claude anyways.
Interesting. It's going to be really the execution factor here as we look at both of these lineups working certain ways from the early game. Of course, the transition, the rotations, very important here. And I gotta say too, man, the Akai performance so far from Sensui has been on point. Is Kyle Teasy ready to match up once again as we get ready to load up into game one here, the lower bracket final, AP Bren, Blacklist International. The agents are here, the Hive is here. Which one will pull through in the series as we start game one?
Looking out for these early rotations. Again, both teams have been on the receiving end and the aggressive end of these early starts. Sensui on the purple, Kyle starting up orange. Bit of a kite for black.
Now, obviously, when it comes to the Lord fights, it's going to be another classic retreat battle. Fortunately for the Martis, he does have the crowd control immunity. And Ogwen, interestingly, only picked up didn't have the EXP earlier on. But anyways, he's trying to mind fight in the middle.
Yeah. Again, pressure like early on, this point, you know, at this point, it could change the course of the early game at least. Real quick though, Emblems, anything sticking out besides all this poke?
Well, nothing much really. Maybe this Master Assassin on the 1-1, perhaps. This is the first time probably that you see this. Typically you go firmness or tenacity, right? But he went for the Master Assassin.
Oakland in the back, drawing first blood underneath tier 2 as Yue was trying to recall home.
That's what I was saying, man. You know, you put on the pressure early on, it can change the course of this early game, especially talking about a lot of this rotation for both these teams. Still the focus that AP Bren wants to keep the pressure going, even against Sensui, right? Try to get any lead that you can work around, especially that first objective, the turtle. A lot of the teams here against AP Bren, sometimes they find it out, sometimes they let it slip through. But I feel like Blacklist International, they want to just go ahead, contest all these things, right?
Yep.
Give it up to them the best they can, try to win these early fights if they can. Now, typically, Wolf, when we see the Angela pop through, it's a little more passive, right? The play style here. And even the variation, we've seen Angela's pick up focusing Mark. This time around, it's not. It's the Imperial Rage.
I guess the idea for Blacklist International is to go classic Ube, wait for 7 minutes, wait for 8 minutes, and then fight afterwards.
Here we go. Turtle already up. Slight pull for AP Bren. Heavy spin spent out by Sensui already. Edward flickering on up. Kyle Teasy pops him with a decimate. Renegade flickering on through. There's a puppet on the strings. AP Bren putting up bodies in between them and Blacklist. Turtle scored. AP Bren.
Great force out coming out from Flap TZ, forcing the heavy spin while only using his flicker. He can get back to the fight. Then, we know for sure that Cal TZ had a micro objective battle against Sensui the Lizard, where they had a retry battle that favored Cal TZ eventually. That meant that Kyle TZ had easier access to level 5, and Sensui not having the heavy spin and a level disadvantage, he just decided, I will not fight.
Yeah, I feel like as your Blacklist International here, and you're working against, let's say, the lineup of AP Bren, right? The tools that they have vision, they have utility in terms of mobility, right, with the Matilda pick. That's really what's going to favor them early on. Once again, as Blacklist International tries to build up here, trying to buy some time, of course, that's the thing with Claude, right? You need to be able to build up on this Claude real quick as items are falling into place.
Yep.
Anything here happening, Wolf, sticking out?
Maybe the defense is going to be important. Sensui, interestingly, will try to fight this purple. Gets it, actually.
Yep, spends his retribution. The Astro Echo spots a few. Sensui displaced, forcing a heavy spin. Circling Eagle, knocking up 2. 3 members of Blacklist push back into their jungle.
Wow.
A disengage.
Yeah, they get out with it.
He gets away with it. Literally just walking in front of the members of AP Bren, gets out with the help of his teammates. And then all of a sudden he equalized, because I was just about to say that Blacklist International kind of needs to secure levels onto Sensui, which means that they need to secure the jungle again. The fact that they got a purple buff away from AP Bren, that's pretty massive in terms of their recovery.
Gentlemen, I can't believe it. He committed Grand Theft Purple with 0 punishment. Now up top, Renegade in trouble. Circling Eagle committed by Ogwin.
Wow.
That's enough damage. Kyle TZ using the decimate. Now it's Oeb's turn. BMI on out. Staying underneath his turret. AP Bren pushing the advantage. Going up about 2,000 gold ahead. Super Marco looking to take the skies. Blazing Duet versus the Crossbow Tang. Marco wins.
Oh, that's tough, right? You Blazing Duet, but unfortunately, you can't shoot up too much into the air there with the air time. Now, once again, Turtle going to be up here, second one of the game. Blacklist in position.
It was all horizontal. We need to go vertical. Edward gets a hard guard in him. The hitman healing him up. Not enough. Oakwin gets the kill. Turtle still standing, down to a fifth of its health. Blacks International with the pull. Kyle Easy coming in with the steal. Sensui backing off. Still has a heavy spin in check. They disengage, losing 100%, going over to AP.
Great decision from AP Bren to turn onto heroes first, as they have found an opening onto Edward. You can say that Renegade's usage of the ultimate might have been a second too late. That meant that even after the shields, the damage output of AP Bren was enough. And then the retry battle won by Kyle TZ. It's definitely AP Bren's early game now.
Yeah, speaking of early game, once again, at this point in the game, you're nearly 4K ahead. Blacklist International, the way they want to adjust to this is, again, buy some time, let scaling happen here. But still also, the other thing as well is UA, right? Usually when you see these Lilias, they pop out a ton of damage, but he's going to kind of have to wait for that. He has to wait for some of these setups to happen, which is on the shoulders right now of mostly Edward with his Arlot pick. But you can see AP Bren just not really given a chance for them to breathe, right? They want to continue on.
Super Marco putting quite a bit of damage onto Oheb. AP Bren have done more than just checking. In terms of an MMA fight, they've been stepping forward, looking for these feints, looking for these sweeps, and that's what explains this 5K gold lead, 5-0 at 6. And even if Blacklist got a solid haymaker, a solid check under the chin, stealing a purple, AP Bren didn't even need it.
Yeah. Like RTC is in the zone right now, I would say. The way that he utilizes the ultimate, it's always pixel perfect. You wouldn't think that it will be enough to get kills, but so far his 2 kills were well-calculated usage of the Decimate.
Ooh, few hits, swiping away Kyle Teasy, putting Sensui down, half health, Hogan pushing them back. This mid lane in tier 1 is the only one standing left for AP Bren, the slow assault.
So given this situation, we're seconds away here from the last turtle of the game. Is Blacklist International better just giving this up? Wolf, let it be. Just give it up, get ready for the Lord.
Yeah, absolutely. If they can defend by not dying, go for that. But if they will lose more in defending turrets or defending like turtles, it's absolutely not going to be worth it. Sensui might try to go for this, but Kyle is level 10 and he gets poked. That's it.
Yeah. That's 3 spotted. Sensui used the heavy spin, pinning Super Marco, dashing on through, clearing it off, cleansing it. Edward in trouble, taking to the skies with the
Wow.
Gonna go in, and there it is. Crossbow Tang jumping through. Yue gets popped by Flapteezy, knocking him out behind tier 2. And with that, AP Bren forced the advantage. Couple of kills, plus a turtle.
Still going to be putting the pressure there in the mid lane. We'll get the tier 1. But that was Sensui starting that, trying to get a possible steal if he could, but just completely zoned out because right now that is the difference, that gold, that economy in favor of AP Bren right now.
The Filipino cannon! Popping away, putting him into 1/10 of his health. What was that?
Ooh, that is Snowball, ladies and gentlemen, with the deadly blade. Or the Sea Halberd, I mean.
All the way.
All the way for Flapteezy. No defense items whatsoever. He wants to go for the quick annihilation, knowing full well that Oheb does only have a sprint. Later on, with the sprint being popped, his flicker will be even more deadly. Flicker combo against Oheb will be going to be difficult to deal with later on.
That's the thing too, you see how many items there are from AP Bren to deal with that sustainability, you know, from the Angela pick. There's 3 now on them. They're all ready to pretty much fight in these skirmishes, and that's why, once again, the Heart Guard really hasn't had much of an impact, right? They continue to whittle down, and then when the Heart Guard's supposed to be there, it's not providing enough healing because of the itemization from AP Bren. They further the lead. Sensui, though, will be able to get the orange as he backs off once again. Blacklist really trying to hold on to any of the real estate they can on their side of the map, but right now, you can see the power of this lead.
Yeah, definitely. Even AP Bren just taking over the jungle of Blacks International, they can't do anything about it. But fortunately, Sensui had the guts to use the Retribution, steals it away. Look at that Astral Spear hitting onto 2, putting them at below 50% HP with just 1 shot. Oh!
Again, right? This is why Novaria, for the longest time, has been prioritized, right? Vision, poke potential, increasing the hitbox even, and now with everything, AP Bren's going to be able to go ahead and just grab themselves this Lord as well. Blacklist International still not positions to really deal with this. UA just picking up the Ice Queen wand here. Yeah. They're very far behind in terms of itemization. Super Marco picking up a big defensive item pickup, the Wind of Nature.
I gotta say though, this is not the first time the Blacklist International were put in this very bad spot.
That's right.
Just yesterday, they overcame what, a 10K gold lead, 12K gold lead? And now, they have the heroes to actually win this game. They have the Claude Angela, Lilia for the defense, and a Akai for a win condition pin down.
If you're talking about lessons, Wolf, AP Bren had the same lead.
That's true.
A massive lead. So now they're pushing the advantage. They're getting on the offensive because they have to.
Exactly.
They have to. So either way, once again, Blacklist International still could hold on much longer. It is only 10.5 minutes in. They got to make quick work of the Lord top side. They have the tools to stay in the game, at least extended. Oheb also has to be very careful on this approach. You can see as well, damage is there. They're going to deal with the Lord here.
Astral Echo thrown out, spotting 3. This is an odd and awkward position for an Angela. They don't like being in the front lines like this. Ogwin setting it up, looking for that circling eagle, waiting for it to go off of cooldown, does not engage. a successful defense by Black.
That will inflate AP Bren's lead to 9.8k, but it will not end the game yet. What they can do right now is to clear out the jungle, make sure that Blacklist International will have to group up and just stay for scraps, just dividing all of those gold that they get from the minions that are incoming and not get any more from the jungle creeps.
Well, they deal with these shots here. Once again, looking at the items, you can see, right, Oheb needs a lot of time. He's only got the Demon Hunter Sword. He's got the Golden Staff here. Most likely will be able to grab the Wind of Nature next. But still, that's the thing, right? Working alongside the fact that you are down this far behind, the approach you have to take is you got to be kind of cautious, careful. Oakwin constantly putting the pressure here with the Circling Eagle for Blacklist International, and that's why the positioning is so important. Even looking across the map, looking at the positioning of AP Bren, they want to punish a misstep from Blacklist International to possibly end the game early, right? They don't want to extend it too far. They go for Sensui. He's at the front, but he's going to be fine. The pokes come through, though.
Something about Few here in game number 1 tells me he's in it to win it. He's been catching Blacklist International with 4-man, 5-man Astral Recalls on a constant basis. 12 minutes in, I think there have been 4 or 5 big ticket ults from this Novaria. Yeah. And it's going to help with the check. It's going to help make this 22nd Lord coming up all the more important because the turn is going to be almost impossible for Blacklist.
See Edward, now picking up the Radiant Armor, much needed. And one thing that I noticed, how Blacklist International plays so far, then stage 2 of knockouts, Renjay never leaves Oheb's side. But this time, picking up the Angela means that you actually can leave Oheb behind.
Ooh, Flapteezy playing footsies, checking who else is with Edward here. Spots Renjay in the back, throwing out a Circling Eagle, they back out.
Again, I think at this point still, given the difference here, yeah, the Retro is going to be used, so I don't feel like they actually want to go ahead and fight. Obviously, this Lord, AP Bren's got that information as well. They can go ahead and clear this.
Going for the blitz, slight pull. AP Bren with a clear lead, melting the Lord down to a 5th, a 6th, an 8th, a 10th. Clearly, AP Bren in control here. 10k ahead, 7-0, 13 minutes in.
Ogwen, so not find him. And a very nice idea coming up from AP Bren. They forced the Retribution, and knowing full well that the Blacklist International didn't have the Retribution too, that means that they could fight, couldn't fight around the Lord area. That's a quick take coming up from AP Bren. How good is their push though? We're gonna see. As they're slowly pushing the middle, they're kind of freezing it so that all of the links will come up together. Unfortunately, the bottom lane is gonna go first.
Well, Edward using the final slash. So still, they got to deal with the lanes. Lord now on the top side. AP Bren wants to get these base turrets down. It's going to start up top.
Another big 5-man lateral Astral Echo. The pull, the dash, the jump. Edward moving on through. Agent Zero. Spell tapping through. Forcing out of Black Shoes. Flapteezy taking a few hits there. Inside the base now. The Blazing Duet coming in. Edward popped, dropped, and not going to be able to stop this push from AP Bren. 13k ahead, barreling through. Up next on the docket, bottom lane. Blacklist International going to be able to defend, clear that wave. Only one inhibitor falls.
They hold on to at least a little bit longer. Bottom turret, 1 hit away here. But Blacklist International, you can see they're starting to get the damage online, especially for Oheb. But can they hold on longer?
The jump in. Another Black Shoes, a heavy spin. Pinning down Flapteezy. Gonna take him down. But Sensui pays the iron price. Marco taking down an inhibitor in mid. Down bottom as well. Sensui's not here to half through and split these waves. But it looks like he's gonna slow down. Unless AP Bren waiting for a wave in mid. The Astral Echo spots the 4 remaining members of Black. The Circling Eagle. Good eye sniper. Few finds 1. 3 defenders left underneath the base. There's a solid wave. Renjay coming through. Heartguard is going to be enough. Flapteezy wailing away at the base. Oheb goes down. Few pops him. And now the base stands alone with 2 members of Black, 1 member of Black. No more. It's a wipeout. AP Bren takes game 1.
And it looks like they've adjusted very quickly from the previous series. They came out swinging in a decisive game number 1. They take this game, they take the series 1-0.
If you look back at that game, there's no overextension, no overheating coming out from AP Bren. Very disciplined, getting all of those OP heroes that we have, the 1-1, and getting the Matilda as well. Very strong combo. Martes coming up from Cautisi, just on point, no mistakes, well-calculated usage of the Decimate. And then, of course, Few on the Navaria. Still, you know, with the hawk eye, eagle eye, Few is there.
It was on point, right? Again, why they love to take that Navaria, but we'll leave it to, what was that, the Malaysian brothers over there on the panelist stand. Go ahead and break down this game number 1.
Thank you very much to our Filipino brothers on the desk, where I gotta say, looking at this game, amazing performance coming in from AP Brand, where Ogwen as well as Few, in my personal opinion, created a lot of space, and Kyle Teasy was there to execute whatever a member is low, or the moment when Blacklist International tried to stay a little bit longer. I would say the space control coming in from AP Brand was splendid.
Absolutely, but that's not all, right? When we look at Blacklist International's overall style of composition, truly, is it an all for one or is it a one for all? And it definitely felt like it was based to play around their mid as well as their gold laner here. But you got to give credit where credit is due. AP Brand, solid game through and through from draft all the way to the finish. I'm pretty sure we both know who the MVP of this game is going to be.
Well, with that being said, we're going to look at the MVP of this game. The MVP is going over to Ogwen, where again, like I said, the way that he controlled the space, I got to say, the members of AP Brand, they're very free to walk around everywhere because Ogwen is poking, Ogwen is figuring out where everyone is. He's an enabler, and he enables everything.
All around a nice guy, man. I mean, that's the thing with Matilda. It's not like Grok where it's an emphasis of your opponent's mistakes. It gives you the confidence to make plays, make a mistake, and it'll be totally fine, especially if Ogwen is going to be on your side with this Matilda to save you at the end of the day. And I think it's even more emphasized once we start jumping into the highlights.
Yeah, we're going to look at the highlights where, again, the way that AP Brand played around, it all starts around the Riverside because they're making sure that Blacklist International, there's a clear line on the ground that you can't move forward. And we got to say, Ogwen, again, moving around, giving space, giving vision, but I want to talk about Few as well. Few also giving vision, but more so giving the damage, making it so that before the fight even starts, it's not a good idea to engage.
Well, I mean, there was a couple of problems, right? We're hoping that Renegade is able to keep everybody topped up, clean, but the laning phase was absolutely ruined so fast into the game. And that's where you see this huge wave of momentum coming up from the side of AP Brand, especially around types of fights where you're hoping that, at least for Oheb, he's put back enough time, 3 minutes worth of time, that they're not able to get to their eventual power spike.
I feel like we got to jump on what Wolf said as well on the pick and bans coming in from AP Brand, where the draft coming in from AP Brand is super solid, where they got a lot of S-tier heroes, the Matilda, the 1-1, even the Novaria, even though it's like not number 1 or number 2, but again, a very solid hero.
Very good considerations overall, and yes, initially you're thinking about lane priority. You're thinking about ways to kind of control the lanes, right? Have ways to move together as a team, which is very much like Blacklist International wants to play. However, when you have strong laners, and more importantly, once we start looking at some of these post-game stats, let's look at the emblems and keep in mind, this is not a normal thing that we usually see. Usually it's from the Cambodian side, right? Super Marco taking Master Assassin, but not only that, Flapteezy deciding to take that as well. They were looking to hurt their lane as much as they could.
Yeah, I kind of feel like on all fronts, Blacklist International was not having a comfortable game because, again, looking at how they've been moving around the map, where I kind of feel like, I remember one time when Sensui was using the heavy spin down at the bottom side of the turtle, and then Flapteezy was able to flicker out of that. After that, it looked like Blacklist International had no way to get into the fight because their idea is to scale onto Oheb, let Oheb do a lot of damage when it comes to the late game, especially because they have the Lilia as well as the Claude. They should be able to get to that stage of the game, but again, the early game, brutal.
Absolutely, right? And it's emphasized more once you start looking at the laners who did get ahead, like Super Marco. How do you catch him exactly, right? You have ways to break his inbuilt Purify, but at the same time, you have no real means of locking him down. Worst yet, when you have Ogwen to supplement that as well, it becomes almost impossible to find that lockdown. He basically gets to play the game for free, dash around as much as he likes, and not really get punished for it at all. And let's not forget about Flapteezy, the fact that he's able to build full damage and get away with it, especially when you're up against an Arlite, is one thing to behold, but at the same time, nobody on the side of Blacklist International is looking to punish him.
Let me tell you, Gideon, I feel like this is their idea, where they're like, you know what? Just now it didn't go well. So this game, we chose violence. Speaking of violence, you were talking about Flap Teasy here having full damage items. I really feel like in this composition, they want to make sure that Blacklist International, they don't get to play their tempo. Because Blacklist, just like what Wolf said, wait to the 7 to the 8 minute of the game where they can start grouping up, where they can start moving as a unit. They just break them up. They force Blacklist International to go into 1v1 5-man style.
Yeah, and that's the best part, right? It gets really, really messy in these types of fights. And based on the items that we're seeing, that Blacklist is playing the atypical style, hey, we got to slow it down. We need to scale. We need to play around OHEB with losing lanes and not to mention neutral objectives that are basically just a free fight for AP Bren. It really begs the question, was this the right choice when they walked into the draft of looking to put Renegade once again on an Angela, make him the heel man when he's really the hit man?
But we gotta look at the rich guy super marker, 896 gold per minute to carry, few 82,000 damage dealt, Sandbag Sensui 113,000 damage taken. Looking at this game, I kind of feel like this is what AP Bren have cooked up specifically for Blacklist. We're gonna look at the damage dealt here, and this is why I want to talk about Ogwen as well as Few doing a lot for this team. Even though Ogwen is the roamer, he's doing quite a lot of poke damage, the same thing as Few, making it so that Blacklist as a team that is full of discipline, they have a rough idea how much HP they need to move forward. So as long as they keep Blacklist International under a certain threshold, making it so that they're not gonna be able to move in front, I feel like that's the name of the game. Just get them low enough so that they can't do anything.
And I love the way that you put it, the threshold that needs to be put. If you look at the damage taken, we're looking at the people who got it the worst. And obviously, Sensui is a prime target, taking 100% of the Team 5 participations. But worst yet, what about Edward? He was already struggling in lane, and not to mention that he will always have to come in second to last during these fights, and yet still have the responsibility to set this fight up, maybe even sometimes clean it up.
The way that I see it is like Blacklist International, they want to have steps. They want to have a ladder. AP Bren went to the second step, crushed it, making sure that you cannot connect the first and the third spot. So I kind of feel like Blacklist, they got to see this coming for the next match. Whatever their draft is, they got to make sure that their side laners, the EXP as well as the gold lane, is going to be a little bit more comfortable, especially because Master Assassins on both lanes, that's innovation, man. Even I haven't thought of that. We haven't seen a lot of that in this M5.
We don't know whether it's going to be the most efficient way to play the game, but it definitely gives us an indication that they want to win their lanes harder than possible. And it helps when you have mid lane to kind of guide their way, most likely to either slow them down. And this has been quite notorious for both this match and the previous best of fives. If you're low, you better start walking to your tier 2s because these roamers do not care and will force you to walk back every single inch back to the base.
Actually, now I have a different analogy because Leo was talking about how Blacklist is like a wall. Yeah, you don't have time to pick up the bricks. AP Bren, like Wolf, just keeps blowing it down.
Every single time?
Every single time.
It's like they're on a skateboard looking to kickflip every single time. It's crazy how fast they actually move.
You know what? Going on around M5 World Championship here, we got a lot of watch parties going around. I'm having fun here, honestly, but I want to see the watch party around the Philippines, so I haven't been there. Have you been there?
I haven't been to any of them, actually, but I've heard a lot.
Well, with that being said, let's watch the watch party.
Welcome to the M5 Watch Fest, kung saan sabay-sabay nating mapapanood ang laban ng mga pinakamalakas na MLBB players mula sa iba't ibang sulok ng mundo.
Pinas lang malakas! Pinas lang malakas!
Pinas lang malakas!
Pinas lang malakas! Kasamang kabugera!
Marami tayong games, marami tayong surprises, at maraming intense matches.
Nagsisimula pa lang tayo. Look at your face, so kabado. Dito sa aming teritoryo. Can't get this ground sa amin ito.
Ang dami mo daw sinasabi, pero ba't ngayon di ka mapakali? Panay lang ang kamot sa anit at kahit alam mo na di naman tumakate. Dugo pati laway at pawis tumulo, akala mo ba lahat tumadali? Hindi nagmamadali, akitin ang hagdan na talagang matare. Ganyan talaga ang mga batang Pinas.
Pinas lang malakas!
Once again, welcome back here. Game number 1 has just ended between AP Bren and Blacklist International, and we're prepped and ready for game 2. Great to see all the watch parties happening, by the way. Shout out to all our fellow casters, and I think there's the teams I think are out there as well, like in different parts of these watch parties, depending where they are. How are we feeling after game 1, Leo?
Game 1 felt like Blacklist needed to warm up back again. They had a great opener this morning. Yes, a lot happened today. It was just this morning wherein they knocked out Deus Volt. Now they have to, again, change gears.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing this game that we just concluded, the one that was swiftly taken by AP Bren, was more of a check, a wake-up call from their co-Filipino representatives. So now, the question is, have they woken up? Is this the time for Blacklist to actually get back on that horse and, you know, just give us a show?
We'll see if that is the answer for Blacklist International. But of course, before that, we want to welcome everyone once again to this. The December Starlight skin is officially available. If you love Arlott, this is for you. For only 300 diamonds, you can get the exclusive Starlight skin, Arlott Fury of the Deep. Upgrade your Starlight level to unlock the painted skin, Arlott the Scorn of the Deep. In addition, Starlight members only need to spend an additional 100 diamonds to unlock the bonus December Starlight painted skin, Arlott the Ire of the Deep. The special Starlight perks are ending at 2023. Of course, don't miss the bountiful rewards waiting for you guys. Thanks for your continued support. And don't forget the hashtags as well. Hashtag Mobile Legends Bang Bang. Hashtag MLBB New Skin. And once again, there's more here. Wolf, what's out there? The M5 Pass.
The M5 Pass is still ongoing. Unlock the Yuzhong M5 skin exclusive Dragon's Shade skin and the Prime Cosmic Dragon skin when you buy the M5 Pass. Accomplish all of the activity tasks when you buy the M5 Pass. And get a ton of M5 exclusive rewards waiting for you. Get yours or maybe gift a friend now.
This is one of them.
What level are you at?
I'm now like 40-ish. I bought some, what are they called? The support chests?
Mm-hmm.
We've been so busy here.
15.
I'm at 149, y'all.
Hey, you're very close.
Wow.
To the figurine. Did you actually grind that out, or did you?
Support chests, fam.
Support chests. That's what I thought, Leo, right? Again, there's no way you're able to play that much. Well, of course, casting here for this amazing event, M5, has been impactful, right? Jam-packed. Now, again, going up to the matchup here, we really want to highlight some of these players. Of course, this time around, a familiar face for all the agents, of course, out there. From Legend 0 to Hero, Edward here. He's played 73 games. He's won 49 of them. 146 kills, 124 deaths, 359 assists, and this is a whole lot of damage dealt and taken.
He is the epitome of an XP laner. Abun Jingjing, Agent 0, Edward Balboa. Am I missing any nicknames here?
The Batusai.
Is that one?
The Benedetta?
Yeah.
Again, look at these numbers and how they're proportional.
Can I just say, like, 73 games. Imagine this. A rookie comes in, plays the entirety of MPLPH Season 12 all the way to the Grand Finals. Edward played more M-Series games than that.
That's a lot.
That is a lot.
That's why, once again, as you see him here on the screen,
it's just another day at work.
It's just another day at work, but in a way, I would say a lot of people, when they're talking about Blacklist International, they talk about Edward. Even the other players, like if you guys caught that 3 Generations video earlier, right, when they were making some of their own dream team, and usually when you ask even other people come up with a dream team, XP Lane, one of the first names on the top of people's list is Edward.
Hey, not just about XP Lane. Again, the legacy of this organization, Blacks International. As soon as they debuted in MPL Philippines, I remember Edward was switching around lanes. He wasn't always in the side lane or the XP lane. Homie started playing in mid. Exactly. I have memories of him playing Sicilian.
And Kagura.
Right?
Kagura was one of his special heroes back then.
Well, we'll see once again how the adjustments are going to be made here. Jumping into the draft in seconds to game number 2. Do they have the answer to deal with what AP Bren threw at them in the first game? It all starts here. You can already see bands coming out. Interestingly enough, the Fanny, the Nolan, the Joy are taken out this time around. Guinevere, Baksha also taken out. We're waiting for that last ban for AP Bren.
Valentina, with the ban on the Akai, Valentina should be prime target for Blacklist International unless they want to get the Faramis immediately. But knowing Blacklist International, it's just Valentina or Lilia as their first two picks.
Gentlemen, is it just me or do I feel like I'm in EVM Convention Center once again? Like it's the grand finals of Season 12. They're hacking us in Sui. They got rid not just of the Trinity, Nolan, Guinevere, and Joy, but also they've started attacking the Baksha and the Akai.
Exactly. This means that AP Bren are interested in getting the Martis. And there's the Matilda. You can go Lilia Martis if you're AP Bren here.
Yeah, Lilia Martis. But I would say I already like this, right? I like the fact that they took up the Matilda first, because even when this came up in even day one, that was just yesterday, right, of Knockout 2, it was the discussion of, the Hitman kind of has to play both parts, right? He's got to play into that Hitman mentality. He's got to be also the heel man mentality as well, and that can work here with the Matilda pick. AP Bren on the other side, if it is what you're thinking here, the Martis Lilia.
Or Martis Valentina, perhaps. Those are the two prime targets for AP Bren. And, the Faramis, they pick it up. Even when there's a Valentina on the opposing end.
It's the third in the Trinity in mid. And of course, they deny one more hero for Sensui. What's left in the hands?
Martis, perhaps.
In the arsenal of the young jungler from Black.
Maybe get the Claude together with it as well, because you need a marksman that can end the games afterwards. Because again, if they don't pick the Claude right now, it could be banned against them, as well as the Beatrix. And after that, they don't have the best heroes to deal with the Faramis.
Yeah, the Faramis, or even in a way, I don't know if this is a little too risky here, but what if they decide to also take the Lilia instead? Right, they go that route, right? They put that in the hands of UA here to work against the Netherrealm.
And they just forgo the Valentina.
They forgo it. This is kind of the gamble, because we know he loves the Valentina. We know it's the typical matchup. There's the Martis, like we talked about. And there you go, Valentina. This is the classic matchup. This is what people love. This is where they love to shout to UA.
That's right. With a MVP performance throughout M5, UA with the Valentina in his hands, a threat to be reckoned with.
I'm thinking if AP Bren are considering getting the Claude immediately, since the 1-1 is available. You don't want to play the 1-1 when there's Faramis and Valentina, because it's just, Netherrealms all over the place. So the Claude there's a lot of value in the Claude. But there's also that idea for AP Bren that maybe what if they pick up the Khalid immediately this time, or a Lapu Lapu.
And then they play around the bans so that they can get the Brunar anyways when they come back.
Exactly.
But both teams still need a gold laner.
There it is.
They're willing to go faster than how quick Yua can pick up the Netherrealm.
Interesting, right? That they go ahead and go with the 1-1 here. Which I could say even in terms of gold lane, you mentioned this earlier in the draft, Wolf, the rising, I would say, statistics for 1-1 so far. Like, in terms of development throughout the M5 from wildcard up to here, 1-1 has definitely risen up as a gold lane option because there's so much focus on, those top three, like you mentioned, towards that gold lane pick.
Again, man, now, maybe Roam Heroes against AP Bren for Ogwin. Even the Arlot actually should be considered. Minotaur. Yeah, there's the Minotaur. We know for sure that has a massive combo with the 1-1. Maybe even consider the Kacha, knowing that they have the Fredrin as well as the Faramis anyways. AP Bren can afford to have a slower roamer, at least when it comes to the farming. But of course, big ticket ultimates courtesy of the Kaja. And the Claude is also a hero that AP Bren should be looking to ban in this particular case.
Yeah, they already took out the Iksha, right? They get rid of that because, again, I don't even know if they want to see that combination again. The Iksha with the Matilda, that whole guiding full barrage thing. It's pretty nasty to deal with. They take out the Brody, though. So are they saying, like, hey, you know what? If you want to take up the Bruno.
Yeah, make my day. The Bruno or the Claude.
Yep. Means the Blacklist going to be banning out maybe the Tigreal, actually. Even though they have the Valentina. Valentina might be designated to just copy the Faramis ultimate now.
It's a Netherrealm machine.
It's a Netherrealm machine at this point. Angela. Okay. AP Bren can go for the Lapu Lapu, can go for perhaps the Khalid.
Khalid's still open, yep.
Tigreal's still up too.
Yeah.
It's quite a bit. Again, if the Tigreal is locked in, it's not going to be just yet. It's Arlot.
Right.
So they go with the Arlot here. Still a lot. Once again, displacement available for AP Bren, the way they want to work around this. The Stampede, right? The Final Slash. Taunting, of course, as well with the Fredrin.
But it's not out of the realm of possibility that this is Ogwin's hero now we're looking at.
Right.
Yeah. Him on the R low, we've seen it before.
Exactly. That's why they picked at fourth, because it's a flexible pickup. For Blacklist International, going to be looking for a gold lane as well as their EXP. Lapu-Lapu still is there, still pretty good. Quick initiations, and of course, the Claude eventually still going to be there. Oh, I think that AP Red might have given the Claude because they want to go Grok anyways as their last pick.
So they were going to pull the sleight of hand, like the double switch.
The double switch. Or maybe a Kaja.
It could work.
It could work.
This point in time, I mean, there's so many options left available to you, and that's one of the beauties of the draft right now, the meta, right? Like the flexibility. The flexibility that of you have, I mean, even when you're talking about AP Bren, the Fredrin necessarily, you know, it could actually go in the hands of you in the mid lane, right? That could have happened if maybe even the Fairness didn't pop up. But that's the power play here for AP Bren as they get up for their last pick.
It would be crazy, like they pick up eventually an assassin, right? For AP Bren, maybe a Lancelot.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere, because there's no catch from Blacklist International.
That's right. Their CC is hard set.
Yeah. They go Paquito. It's going to be a standard.
So that's it. We read into it. The young Ogin Onigo is actually playing the R-Lot here.
Yep. The idea for the Paquito is obviously instant eliminations again.
Yeah.
Maybe the only thing that you might be afraid of if you're looking for the Paquito this time is there's the Matilda. And Ready J was phenomenal with this Matilda when it comes to saving Oheb. You can see them in this game. Expect them to be holding hands together by the park.
Yeah.
That's gonna happen so many times in this game. Ready J, Oheb, just trying to save each other.
I think that's where they shine, right? A lot of times if they can keep Oheb alive, and this can be any for gold lanes for the teams here. But once again, we're gonna load up here in the land of Dawn, Blacklist International, AP Bren. It's 1-0 right now in favor of AP Bren. Can Blacklist even the odds right now in this best of 5 here?
5 seconds till the enemy reaches
Facing off against AP Bren. Given what happened in game 1, they have to get the momentum started. They can start it here with the lineup that they have. They have drafted, this is Edward once again on this Edith pick that he's made work with before very well. As we take a look at the rotations here for both teams, getting us situated into the early game here, Wolf.
Martis should be looking for the snowballs, while Fredrin needs to just farm all the time. Just make sure that no matter what happens, your enemy Martis will not have the snowball potential against you. So that means Ogwin, though, with the reset, it's going to be pretty good. Every second counts at this point.
Yeah, he's going to go ahead and get that. And real quick, too, since we got poking happening here, emblems, how's it looking, Leo?
So far, the fact that Blacks International invested so much in the Quantum Charge means they want to be fast on their feet. And again, the trademark boots, at least 2 Wilderness Blessings. Oh wait, give me a sec here. The Hitman, down to a third of his health. Dashing on through using AP Bren's Cyclonite, thank you very much.
And I don't know if this is Oheb just self-correcting in game number 2, because game number 1, you saw that the 1-1 with the high-end try was actually pretty deadly in the laning stage. And now he goes for his own high-end Master Assassin.
That's right.
Yeah.
Say you're old without saying you're old.
Yeah,
throw it back.
Throw it back. But yeah, the Master Assassin now being available for two of the marksmen means that trading blows in the gold lane is going to be a sight to see.
Wow. Once again, the power of this, the quick rotations, right? And I think even if you look at the Quantum Charges, the fact that they have 4 of those, they're really looking to play around speed and movement.
Talking about it, looking to duel already. Super Marco down to a 5th of his health. Oheb approaching half, sending home Super Marco. In mid though, a little scuffle as we set up for the first turtle already spawned. AP Bren first of the scene. A slight pull towards their side. Ogwin and Flapteezy ready to go. Flapteezy level 4. Got a few combos in. Waiting to set up that champ stance. In comes Agent Zero from the flank. Letting that turtle reset to mid. Down to a third of its health. Ogwin dashing on through. Setting it up with a spell. That big bong from Kyle Teasy. Plus the red tree securing that big objective.
Very important for Kautizi to secure that, and they managed to get it. It was a very sweaty situation, actually, if you think about it. And now Kautizi making sure that he gets all of the farm early stages. That means that the Martis will be held off for a little bit. At this point, between the 2 junglers, EXP matters more than the gold. And you can see that AP Bren as well as Blacklist International, they will put a lot of effort into that.
And the other question for me here is really, what ultimate do you want to utilize if you're UA? You have a couple options here, right? Of course, you can actually take that final slash available for you. You can work around even the Nether Realm, which is usually what we're going to expect, right? Yep. You want to extend some of those fights here. But we have seen that happen as well. Valentina players taking final slash and actually using it for the setup, or even the disengage, the peel factor. Yeah. But right now, that all plays a part here. They're going to bring Oheb along to the mid.
Few with the pull. Yue compromised, forced the flicker out. That's a successful engage by AP Bren, wasting that huge resource.
They might even get more. Sensui found here up top.
There's a knock-up. The taunt, Sensui using the iframes. Ooh, just missing that final slash by about a meter, an inch, rather, as Ogwin needs to wait for that cooldown.
Very nice dodge coming up from Blacklist International. And they're having fun at the top lane. Oheb is 200 gold above Super Marco. That's always a good sign. Especially after forcing Super Marco to recall out. And I think there's another tussle in the top lane. And Oheb still manages to get out. Will eventually get and collect some of the farm.
This is looking iffy though.
Yeah.
Oheb.
Oh no.
Big setup. That's 4 men sent. The Blazing Duet spent in already. Oheb survives for maybe a second more. Close call. Ogwin almost traded out for them. Now here comes the Hitman, knocking up 2. Kyle TZ and Few able to just walk away.
So they're able to get away, but they get that kill. Now the turtle going to be the focus here for AP Bren. Blacklist International, though, going to try to keep things together. UA still holding on to this Nether Realm. So Flapteasy will make work down in the bottom side as Blacklist wants to contest the turtle.
That's right. 4v3. Few just about to catch up. Already, Edward backing out. Guiding Winds. Primal Wrath. Big bonk plus a retribution once more, securing that turtle. They got shields, but it's not going to be enough to save Ogwin. Agent Zero zeroing AP Bren's roamer, and the fight continues. Blacklist International pushing back Super Marco behind his tier 1.
Yep. Kyle TZ securing the turtle once again, despite being a level behind Sensui. And now top lane, look at the collapse from Blacklist International. They're trying to deny minions away from Super Marco, while also pushing top lane to at least equalize the farm from between Oheb as well as Super Marco. Super Marco now leads the charge just because of 1 kill up top. And what happened was the timing of AP Bren when they went in for the kill onto Oheb, they actually denied 1 cart, 1 catapult with extra gold, which, at the early stage of the game, it matters so much.
Yeah, not only that, but the fact that, too, the gold earned there for Flapteasy. You saw him do work. Oh, you wait. Should be fine. Still has another round, but again, Flapteasy is going to be a threat here, right? Already has his first item locked in, will be building up on the next one, and that's where it gets a little scary because Blacklist International, the whole kind of counterplay they have to is dealing with that front burst, right? And that's why you have the Nether Realm, as we see him guiding Win on out. But still, if things can get layered properly here from Blacklist International, their fighting potential is still relatively good, despite the 1K lead that AP Bren has right now. And that's why you see them really putting the pressure here in the jungle.
Ooh, Sensui committing the retribution there. The fight breaks out. He does have it. He places himself right behind the Appraiser's Wrath. Circle Eagle coming in, forcing out a Nether Realm. The Nether Realm coming in from Yue. A clutch engage. Look at the back line. Flapteasy finding Renegade. The Blazing Duet coming in from Oheb, keeping them in check alive for just a few more. Blacklist survive. AP Bren continue the assault through mid. It's 3 bodies. Edward the only one with health. And AP Bren gonna take this objective. It goes in sweaty fight. They continue on. Flapteasy finding Oheb in the back line. Trading out 1 for 1. Circling Eagle keeping Few down. It's a double kill for Edward. Blacks International. The clapback making AP Bren pay.
Edward coming out swinging, 3 kills now on the board for him. Can they go ahead and also secure this objective? Whittling the gold lead down now. Renegade also picking up the Flask of the Oasis. Should be able to help them throughout these skirmishes.
The wonderful play coming in from Blacklist. I thought that it was crazy that they stayed, especially because Flap had Flicker.
Oh, here we go. This is about to break out. Check out Super Marco coming in from the east. Edward, the eyes on him. The shutdown from Ogwin. Once more, the combination of the Retri and the ult taking down 100% of the turtles in game number 2. Hitman Airlines, catch a ride. Blacks International keeping damage under control, allowing OEB to buy time, push in down blocked.
What a journey, right?
What a journey.
The guiding win once again, coming in clutch, but still, Edward fell there. AP Bren also getting the third turtle of the game. Will also be working on this turret.
Yeah.
They're getting the objectives. They're getting the space here, Wolf.
A massive play coming out from AP Bren meant that they got the turtle, they got the kill, they even get the turret in the top lane, and then a purple buff. So they got a lot out of that. Maybe the only loss is Oheb was able to farm into the bottom lane for quite a bit. That's a full lane and then a full turret. But overall, AP Bren gets so much out of that mini play that they did.
I like the fact that you mentioned Oheb as well, right? That's kind of what he has to do at this point. Yeah, it's not a big gold disparity or anything like that against AP Bren, but we've seen this before. Putting things into place for later on in the game, especially when you have a Claude in your draft, you have that split push potential, right? We've seen this many times now. So if it's, taking these baby steps, getting this tier 1 turret down, working to put pressure on the other side of the map, forcing AP Bren to respond, that could work, but hold on.
Sensui walks into that bush, the pull from View, Renegade, of course he's circling Eagle, using it to disengage. Kyle Teasy forcing the issue, pushing in to Blacks International's jungle. And what's interesting, between all of the factors you guys mentioned of how Blacklist might be able to clap back, again, very strong split push potential when it does come down to that. Again, you're seeing Oheb now sent to the top lane. Something tells me whoever trades better or whoever forces a fight that makes the other miss out on those big swings will eventually win, because this is still a close game, 3-3, 3K about, AP Bren ahead. Renegade is still able to check.
And I completely agree with you on that. Because that also means that they will take more space. For example, AP Bren have been constantly pushing the envelope onto the purple buff.
Cool.
And now, the final slash, putting Edward right where he needs to be. The flicker up from Agent Zero. US saving him with a Netherrealm stolen away. The Netherrealm from AP Bren as well. Flapped easy. Clap one. Edward falls. Super Marco. Sensui traded up with Kyle Easy. 4 for 1. 2K for Marco. Oheb the only one left. It's a bloodbath in that corridor in Blacklist jungle.
AP Bren again decisively getting 4 members of Blacklist International. It didn't look like it would be a huge gold lead for them in favor of power, but man, that fight just showed it. Woo. And Ogwin, if you just keeping Oheb at bay here. Lord now up though. Super Marco going to go ahead and work on it.
But did say that AP Bren might be scared of getting the 1-1 because there's the Famis and there's the Valentine already, but now they have proven that they have a play around it. Just wait for the Netherrealm to be up, and then when a Blacklist International copies the Netherrealm, what they do was to actually blow onto those shields. Flapteasy just flickers in with Ogwen. They know that their combination is enough to lock down the members of Blacklist International, allowing Super Marco to get the passive. And getting 3 marks means that you will get the ultimate. It's like AP Bren were preparing for Super Marco to take off, and that was a beautiful play on their side.
Yeah, it's kind of scary when you think about it, because even when things try to fall in place for Blacklist International, when you see those team fights happening, AP Bren just pulls on through in the damage department. Now Lord going to be here in the mid lane. They're knocking on the doors, big item pickups as well for AP Bren as they get ready to assault Blacklist base. They're working on it. Final slash.
Mid and bottom in sync. Lord taken care of by Blacklist. The waves are well managed. Circling Eagle here by Renegade, using it to disengage, knocking up a few minions on the way back. AP Bren taking this slow. They understand that Blacklist still have some firepower.
Okay, shields taken out. Still working on the turrets though. Renegade could be in trouble.
The final slash, putting him in. Few with the burn damage, taking down the Hitman. That's 1 off of the board for Black.
It's gonna be an impressive defense coming out from Blacklist International. Not gonna be enough for them to get out of their base though, which then again gonna be difficult for them to find an opening when it comes to the farm. And I wonder if AP Bren, they can fish out. Oh my goodness.
One more time. Talk about fishing. They put Edward out from their base like a fish out of water. Now the base coming in. That inhibitor going down. Yue put down 1/10 of his health, surviving, but just for now. Mid lane inhibitor falls as well. AP Bren, like a bulldozer, through Blacklist structures.
And they find themselves once again 10, nearly 11,000 ahead here, Wolf.
My goodness. I was just about to say that the thing with AP Bren is they have the Arlot, and what's special about the Arlot when you're ahead is that you can fish out people from the base with the flicker play. And that's exactly what happened. Because of that final slash, they weren't able to get like snowball of kills, a streak of kills, but they were able to push the turret anyways. At 12 minutes, that's going to be massive. They get 2, and they open up the map. Now AP Brent can just take over the jungle and again defeat Blacklist International when it comes to the economy.
Ooh, scalpel position. Again, you can expect those small plays to snowball into an eventual collapse. And Blacklist International are respecting that fact now. After hearing the conceal, they're like, all right, we're just going to back off.
Let's just back off from here, right? And that's always something about the Arlot pick, right? A lot of these teams, when they're down behind, they try to turtle up in the base, defend the best they can. You're looking at the real-time win rate. It's pretty low for Blacklist right now, 35% against AP Brand at 65. And that's the thing, if you try to extend the game a little bit further, that's Ogwen's job, right? Go in, fish them out of the base. But right now, despite everything, Blacklist still wants to be on this side of the fight. The Lord Dance going to be started up, but AP Bren, they're going to go ahead and just take control right now. Does Blacklist International have an answer for this, or should they get back to base and deal with the push in Lord half health?
This ain't smelling like a dance. It looks like they want to blitz it. Lord here at half health. Ogwen committing the final slash, displacing Renegade and Sensui. Super Marco moving back, moonwalking back to the Lord. Sensui, just one more weakness point. Dash it on out. AP Brent takes another big objective.
Third clean coming out from AP Bren. Baiting out the members of Blacklist International, baiting out Sensui to get out and then punish them. And obviously their lanes are going to be pushing against Blacklist International naturally. Yue rushing for the winner truncheon with a needed, absolutely going up against Super Marco. He can be the first one to receive the crossbow of Tang and just deny it completely. But that means that your damage output from the Valentina, it's not going to be as optimal as you would expect from a Valentina that gets a glaive or a crystal as the third item. And Blacklist International, at this point, they're going to be scrambling for scraps.
Yeah, again, I think at this point, you're hoping that they can stay in the game at least another 5 minutes, right? Get to that point where you extend the series. Oheb just now getting the Malefic Roar will be able to help pump out some of the damage, but really it's about surviving this first, dealing with the Lord push, and from AP Bren, possibly going fishing again.
Like synchronized swimmers, they get all waves in, picking off Renegade. Who's next up on the docket? The Netherrealm already stolen away, used up by Yue. The Lord wailing away at the base, blazing the wet by Oheb. He gets popped by Kyle Teasy, and that's all she wrote. Thanks for the memories, thanks for the base, thanks for match point. As AP Bren go on 2-0.
The Hive roars as AP Bren gets to match point against Blacklist International. Struggling here from game 1, now in game 2. What can they do to adjust?
They gotta give a hero for Sensui that he'll be very impactful with. I think they were forced in the spot where they was able to get the Martis. I mean, unfortunately, they don't have a choice because if Bren Esports or AP Bren, they're just banning out all of the Sensui heroes.
Yep.
Maybe this time, they should let go of some of the assassins to kind of just open up the draft a little bit.
Let's see if they go that route. Once again, we're going to have to focus on this game too. Let's let LaFell and Gideon break it down. How'd this one unfold?
Thank you very much. And if we want to talk about a textbook game, it can't get as much as textbook as this. The moment when one team gets a lead, the other has to be very disciplined to make sure that they don't make mistakes. And I gotta say, the duo mid coming in from AP Brand, Few as well as Ogwen, are doing a very good job to break up the formation of Blacklist International.
I think so far they're playing absolutely disgusting. Their chemistry is through the roof, and it feels like nothing is wasted by AP Bren. Unfortunately, even for Blacklist International, when we start looking at things like their draft, for an example, it feels very much a little too, I wouldn't say closed-minded, but clear what their weapons are supposed to be in terms of engagement. However, AP Bren, so much more flexible.
Yeah, we gotta talk about AP Brand because we gotta talk about the MVP of this game. And again, we're gonna look at the MVP here. I'm looking at the duo mid. It looks like the MVP is again going over to Ogwen, this time on the Arlet. And we heard the casters fishing people out. And again, it's all about that control. And it's all about disrupting your opponents, making them in a position they don't want to be in.
Absolutely. Once he went past level 12, that's when he felt extremely confident to use his final slash pretty freely. It's on such a short cooldown as well, especially right after you got the Thunderbelt. So it just made it felt like Blacklist was constantly pressured by his presence, and the timers never felt right.
We're going to look at the highlights here. AP Brand again, doing a very good job to get Blacklist International under a certain threshold where they really can't contest for much. AP Brand was much more proactive all around the map, attacking the goalie, making sure that Oheb is not comfortable, to the point where we even saw quite a few instances where Oheb is not in the fight. He's trying to find objectives in the side lane.
Yeah, and that's interesting as well, right? Because when we approach these types of drafts, right, you would expect the AP Brand to be the aggressors. And yes, they were. They took advantage of the laning phase. But more importantly, so once we rolled around mid-game is where we expected Blacklist to actually have a pretty decent chance. This is where we got to see a lot of the problems, right? As soon as Sensui started to run out of steam and couldn't find that snowball, that's when Kaltizi became extra confident in the way that he walks up at his opponents.
Should we talk about the draft as well? Because heavy emphasis on the jungle.
Oh, yes.
To the fact that Sensui is forced onto this Marcus. Because believe you me, if there were other options, I think he would go for other options.
I feel like this was supposed to be a hard read coming in from Blacklist International. And don't get me wrong, hard reads are great when they're accurate. And I think this time around, they were expecting a lot more CC from the side of AP Bren, and they're not entirely wrong, but at the same time, if you're not able to find that singular kill for that Martis to snowball out of control, you can see very quickly you lose that sort of control, not only in terms of the jungle, but especially the riverside.
Again, we're going to look at the emblems here because the Master Assassin for the side laners, EXP as well as goalie, and again, making it, I don't know, is this a new meta, or is it specifically for Blacklist?
I think this is where Blacklist has to respond, right? I can understand the sentiment for Edward. He's like, I'm not going to stoop that low. I don't want to take the Master Assassin. But for Oheb specifically, after getting caught off guard in the previous match, taking it this time around, you can see that once he has max stacks on his Art of Thievery, he goes pretty well toe-to-toe against the Wan pre-4, and I would even argue pre-8 before the Trinity build is complete.
Honestly, looking at this matchup here, I'm even wondering, is it crazy to go for that Bruno? Because both teams didn't go for it, right? I mean, like, if you want to survive the lane, and even the Terizla, we're not seeing it here. Flap TZ on that Paquito is also just he has options. In case AP Bren is in a bad spot, he's plan B. He can split the map up, open things up for the team for success. So, looking at the matchup, I'm liking the draft coming in from AP Bren.
I'm liking it too a lot, especially once he came down to that last 2 picks, holding the R-Lot and making sure that it is still flexible as an option, really putting a lot of questions for Blacklist International to how to approach it, and more importantly so, I think that locking Edward into something like this Edith generally got some pretty good matchups, generally a Swiss Army knife type user, but more importantly so, it's too much of a lead. It's too much of an obvious trigger finger. Something that even for AP Bren, they understood. If you take away Edward, and once we kind of out-resource Sensui, exhaust him in terms of his resources, Blacklist has no real means of finding a strong counter-engage other than Yue stealing the Netherrealm.
Gideon, do you like wet socks?
Ooh, hate it.
I feel like AP Bren is forcing Blacklist into a wet sock because they look like they're uncomfortable all around. From the draft, from the laning phase, to the point where when it comes to the fights, it almost looks like they're second-guessing themselves. Should we go for this fight? Should we not? Because I can remember one decisive fight where Blacklist International was able to dive in, get those kills. Other than that, I'm not feeling it. To the point where I'm even wondering, should Renegade use a pick-off hero? Should he be the engager? Because in the game just now, I didn't see a lot of engages.
I think I would agree with that sentiment. I think that he needs to kind of go out instead of looking to be the support to create these big plays for the team, because right now Blacklist needs some kind of momentum to bounce back into these types of games, especially against AP Bren, who are playing a lot more fluidly in comparison.
Surprise, surprise, Few is still the carry here, 65,000 damage. Him on the Faramis, again, Blacklist International, they want to clump up. The Ghost Bursters are going to accumulate more damage with more people around. So I kind of feel like AP Bren, the way that they've been drafting is specifically for Blacklist. So I agree with what the casters are talking about. Maybe open up the draft a little bit because it looks like Blacklist, they're getting red. It's their code is the one getting broken here.
I think that, especially for Blacklist International, it's not like they're out of this just yet, right? We've seen the many different ways that they approach the draft, and obviously AP Bren have done their homework, consistently banning out, healers and more importantly, in game number 1. But now that we look at the damage dealt overall, this tells us a different story, right? We need multiple win conditions from the side of Blacklist International to make sure that they stay above the water and they don't go underneath that threshold that AP Bren consistently put against them. OHEB can only do so much, and OHEB, he feels like he's already stretched pretty thin.
Yeah, but again, looking at the damage here, OHEB is actually doing quite well, but we have to consider that the Blazing Duet is an AoE damage compared to the 1-1 where it's singular damage. I want to take this time, even though we're looking at stats here, we got to think about the movement for both teams in the lower bracket finals here, because for Blacklist International, if they lose this one, it's not the miracle run coming in from M3. And if AP Bren goes to the grand finals, it's the repeat of M2. They're going up against a team that is not a Filipino team.
Oh.
Right? M2, it was against Burmese Ghouls.
Yes.
This one against Onyx. So looking at the damage taken here, Kyle TZ doing quite a lot of work, as well as Ogwen.
I think that at the end of the day, right, I don't believe that this is going to be a full sweep day. I think that Blacklist still has what it takes to actually bring it to AP Bren. They just feel a little disconnected as of yet, and they really need to start opening up the draft to make sure they feel not only comfortable, but confident in making plays. And that's what I want to see from them, really going back and forth against AP Bren. Because at the end of the day, when you look at both compositions, it's just that one comp has shorter cooldowns compared to the other. You kill the Farmers, he's going to be back up in no time. You're looking at Ogwen, who's playing on the Arlet. That final slash has a 15-second cooldown at the very least once he hits level 12 with full CDR. So it really begs the question, you know what? Let's let everything go. Let's really brawl this out, because I think the mechanics at Blacklist International, their ceiling is extremely high, but it's not being abused right now.
I agree. These teams are way smarter than both of us, but at this point, go ooga booga, right? Win the gold lane, win the EXP lane, and try to get something there, because I don't know, man. I kind of feel like they're putting at a disadvantage here.
I feel like the mid lane matchups, I agree with you, is seemingly even right now.
Yeah.
Unless they can get, a solo kill at some point that's really going to skew the scales, it's going to be up to the EXPs and gold laners to find the difference, to break even for either side.
Going into the next match, again, this is potentially the final match of the day, even though I hear you. You feel like Blacklist International, if not a reverse sweep, they're not going to make it so that it's a 3-0. But again, we got to look at the facts here, Gideon. AP Bren is doing very well. They're reading Blacklist like a book. So maybe Blacklist, they got to change the book.
They got to switch covers.
Be a magazine.
They got to be able to write a new story, maybe even a new chapter.
I don't know, Assassin in the Jungle, more oppressive EXP, because I kind of feel like you got to unleash Edward. The moment Edward wins his lane, the moment Edward is able to flank around, the moment Edward gets a hold of the map, then maybe Blacklist got a chance.
That's the thing. When I look at these EXP laners, especially the most stable of stable EXP laners, Good Guy Boots and also Edward, two of my top favorites, they're always getting shafted in the draft. They're always put on something that's looking to smother their opponents rather than to make the biggest play of their lives on high mechanic ceiling heroes. Put him on a Benedetta once more. Give him the favorites. Put him on even Khalid even. That might be the difference maker.
No, I completely agree. And I got to say, the view from up here, the agents,
oh dear Lord,
they are still pumped. They believe in Blacklist International. Even looking down there, it looks like an interview is brewing up. So I want to believe you, man. I want to see Blacklist turn things around. I want to see them get at least one win here.
I'm telling you.
Don't let it be a sweep.
I'm telling you they can do it. I'm confident that they're able to do it, right? I feel the energy, maybe even so, even with the energy from the agents, it could be the difference maker here.
But I like your call. Benedetta, if a Benedetta gets picked up, we're going to be happy boys up here, happy Malaysian boys. With that being said, thank you very much, Gideon. We've been able to talk a lot about the game. We're going to throw it back to the host down there. I can see Odin with the agent. So, Odin, what you got for us? What do you want to talk about?
The energy in the crowd is electric. Let me hear it from everybody. Bren AP Bren is just one win away from making it to the grand finals. But I don't think Blacklist is letting Bren do that, are you guys?
Yes! We're not gonna go home just like that. Let's go!
Okay. So I think what we need to do, we're gonna settle this with a cheer up. How about that, guys? Odin, what do you guys have?
We go first. Let's go!
Let's go! Kasama ko yung pinakamakingay na agents, okay? 1, 2...
1, 2, 3, go. B-L-C-K! Blacklist! B-L-C-K! Blacklist! B-L-C-K! Blacklist! B-L-C-K! Blacklist!
Okay.
What you got?
Odin, we got lots, and you know what? We even have a sign language interpreter to help us translate everything that's happening over here. All right, we won't let them beat AP Bren like that. What you guys got? AP Bren! AP Bren!
That's all. Excuse me. You have a sign language interpreter, but we have dancers. Let's go!
Oy! Lalaban ang Blacklist matabang! Oy! Lalaban ang Blacklist matabang! Oy! Lalaban ang Blacklist matabang! Oy! Lalaban ang Blacklist matabang!
Oh! We did not rehearse that. We did not practice. How about you, Mara?
You know what? We don't need to practice because AP Bren is doing it all. We're doing it all. Okay, show them what you got. Show them what you got.
Ang di lalakas!
Oh, what? Oh, Coach is mad now. Coach is mad now. Oh, you see Coach Ducky? He's mad at you now.
Never back down, never what? We have some agents right here. Let's go, guys. We can do this.
1, 2, 3, go! Blacklist in your area! Blacklist in your area! Blacklist in your area!
Here we go! Champion din ang...
Okay.
Blacklist in your area. How about you guys? You got more?
Okay. Hold on, wait a minute. We're not gonna let that beat us. Here we go. Oh, watch out.
Here we go again! Magcha-champion din ang run!
Here we go
again! Magcha-champion din ang run!
You got something better? You guys got something better? What's up now? Oh, you guys are getting quiet. Now. Let me hear it from you guys.
Preparing for the next one. This is explosive performance by the Blacklist agents. Let's go!
Blacklist!
Wait.
Take two.
What?
Take 2, 3, 2, 1, go! Let's go!
Okay. All right. That's their last one. All right, everybody. One more. AP Bren just needs one more. The whole arena. When I say AP, you say Bren. AP. AP. One more time. AP. And congratulations to our participants. They're all gonna get this t-shirt. Thank you to Kadia. And now we're gonna go back to our casters. Casters, pasok.
Great to hear the chants there again. Also, big shout out as well to the interpreter there.
Yeah.
Keeping up with them with the chants there. Wow.
That's how you do a Let's Settle This on the world stage.
Yeah, that's how the dance battles as well as cheer battles happen in the world stage. The level's just incredibly high.
You like them pure ways? You like them pure ways?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I was gonna say, those are the moves, right?
I counted 15.
Really?
15? 15.
Oh, so the fallbacks weren't part of the dance. He was literally dizzy.
Probably was, but again, real quick, we want to mention just another time the M5 Pass is still ongoing. You can unlock the Yuzhong M5 exclusive Dragon Shade skin, the Prime Cosmic Dragon skin when you buy the M5 Pass. Accomplish all the activity tasks to reach level 75 for free. A ton of M5 exclusive rewards are also waiting for you guys, so gift yours to your friends, finish it up while you can, and again, we're reeling it back to exactly what's underlying here. That's match point. This is kind of interesting because today, this has been the retelling from series to series to series now. It's match point. It's 2-0.
It's all sweeps today, folks, just in case you're wondering, in case you just joined us here tonight, watching from home or here in the beautiful Rizal Memorial Coliseum. Wolf, what's going on?
I think, teams have just figured it out. And I think particularly for Bren, they are getting all of their comfort picks, like the 1-1, as well as Fredrin and the previous games of Matilda. What I'm trying to say here is they're getting OP heroes and getting away with it.
Well, speaking of that, Faptizi here, the comparison that we saw even from earlier, this is the total M Series stats. He's played 40 games. He's won 27, 113 kills here, 103 deaths, 230 assists, and similarly, right, damage dealt, damage taken, the story of these XP laners.
Right, to be fair, we showed previously Agent Zero's stats, having played 3 M Series runs back to back to back. Flaptizi, this is his second M Series in all of his career, and truth be told, he's a very different kind of XP laner.
I would say, yeah, because if you're going to be looking at how he plays, sometimes he will be relegated to support or utility XP laners. I'm not being like Uranus, your typical Esmeralda, but right now in the metagame, he's given a shot at setup heroes like your Terizla. But when he plays the quote-unquote assassin XP laners, like your Arlet, like your Paquito, as well as the Khalid.
And Yuzhong.
Yes, he also delivers.
He does deliver, right? And we'll see if he can deliver once again with a lineup here with the rest of AP Bren as they are match point to the draft here. Crucial for Blacklist International. The agents cheering them on, dancing them on, ready to extend the series. They don't want it to close out here in this sweep, but AP Bren, they're after that slot in the grand final. Bands already coming out here. You can see the Akai, the Boxer, the Guinevere. This is still the Hakasensui strategy that we've been seeing from AP Bren as Blacklist first picks the Fredrin.
That would be the Faramis Matilda. Instantly taking out the typical heroes that will become good combos for the Fredrin. You're now left with what? Valentina, perhaps the Blacklist International, and the Claude. And they straight up go to Estes.
Ooh. Very quick responses, but just as well. Now the ball's in AP Bren's court. Gentlemen, correct me if I'm wrong, is this the earliest SS we've seen? At least in the knockouts.
Yeah, at least in the knockouts, at least in recent memory.
In M5?
Yes. M5 and maybe
that
season
second
12.
phase.
Exactly.
This is Blacklist's last stand. If the ties don't change here, then they're never gonna change. This is their last chance.
Yep. That means that AP Bren might reconsider getting the Martis. It still is good, but it might not be the best. Maybe they go back to something like a D-Roth, actually. The jungle. I mean, they haven't played it yet for Kaltizi.
They go to
But they
Martis.
will be forced to pick up the Martis.
In a way, this is just this is the expected matchup against the Fredrin, right? You
That's true.
kind of play into this. You try once again to utilize the Mortal Coils, and you're well protected, right? The thing that we saw from the previous game kind of struggle for Sensui was the fact that, you know, once again trying to get into those dances, those turtle takes, the lore takes. But then that's the question as well: should they have really actually been trying to do that, given the whole situation? Now with this, the fact that even Blacklist International, they're going to have a Valentina again once for themselves. They can play around the Nether Realm, but now you add in this whole healing factor, right? And that's what the Estes brings to the table. Not only that, but also it forces the enemy team to adjust. It was going to force AP Bren to build up some of these anti-heal items right away, which kind of stalls things out a little bit longer. How they want to approach that, Wolf?
Well, they might go for the anti-heal items or maybe overload on damage. For example, they might pick up something along the lines of a Lapu-Lapu perhaps, as well as the Claude AoE damage dealers. It has been proven though that Claude is not an end-all be-all answer to the Estes. It has been proven that even Renegade can outplay the Claude. You know?
Nor is it an answer to the Faramis. Again, it still comes down to the matchup, which, folks, is begging to be addressed. There's still no XP lane matchup, nor a gold lane matchup, unless. No, it's not going to happen. Blacklist is not definitely going to put that Fredrin into Edward's hands. You need it on Sensui.
Yeah, they have to. And looking at the matchup here specifically, as we've been comparing these XP laners, the Arlot, the Arlo, like we like to call it, right? You can really see the difference here, Wolf.
Exactly. I kind of feel that if the Arlot will be picked up, might be the last pick. So far, Flap TZ has a better win rate at that hero. I think 1-1 should also be the choice here for AP Bren. The way that they're banning, they ban out both the Khalid as well as the Bruno heroes that deal well against this 1-1. So maybe the Blacklist International might just be better off banning that out. They don't necessarily have the enough tools to kind of deal with that. Well, they do have the Estes and the Valentina for copying that, but they're sitting ducks once again, waiting to be stacked up. There's the 1-1.
That is good call, right? 1-1 out of the picture. Ixia as well. Bruno, now what does this leave to the table for these gold lanes? We're still talking about, you know, the Claude being available. Brody is now here as well. What are we thinking for Brody comes up for AP Bren?
Immediately picking up the Brody. Blacklist, they can go back to just the Claude this time. And then pick up the Lapu-Lapu, perhaps. I think it still is pretty good. Go back to the Paquito. This begs AP Bren to might consider the Benedetta, actually, as their last pick.
That's right, you compromise the Estes positioning, and
the
just like
Beatrice.
that,
Of course!
you throw back. How about it? You throw back Edward Balboa, the heel man, the Filipino sniper.
Yes. Yeah. This is going to be good. I mean, what do you pick up now? Of course, the Benedetta is a possibility for Flap TZ. There still is the Arlet, but both of them might pale in comparison to the Beatrix. The clue!
Make my day. Make my day. He's going to find Oheb almost all day. Hell, he's going to find Renegade. Make that an odd engagement. And usually, again, we've seen in the knockout stage, specifically today, Renegade's always been by Oheb's side. So that's a 2-for-1 when it comes to splits.
For sure.
Hey, well, now this time, you talked about this earlier, you know, Wolf, they are going to be together, right? They're going to be in that Ube form that we see from this lineup time and time again. And does that work in favor of the glue here?
Absolutely. You can argue that. I think that you might even consider using the glue on the Estes and take him away from the team instead.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe that could be the decision. That's why I feel like Flicker should be the choice of battle spell here for Renegade. One thing I'm really concerned about is this Brody. Obviously, it's very strong in the early stages, but it has been proven that once you step into the mid game with the Estes having the Flask of the Oasis, this Brody is gonna be a non-factor.
We'll find out here. Match point is what Blacklist International is facing. They've got all the signature picks here. Can they pull it off to extend the series? Because AP Bren riding on the momentum here as game 3 is upon us. Both junglers getting in position once again. Sensui, the work cut out for him this time around, has struggled to fight amongst these objectives. And you can already see AP Bren still putting pressure where they want to in the jungle.
Ooh, Few catching a face full of damage from Yue already. interesting rotation. The start for Ogwin and Few was cutting right through. Flapteasy as well, checking that purple.
But then again, Sensui might have felt it a little bit because after getting the orange buff, he went straight to the Rock Horse or the Golem. Instead of the natural pathway of going for the orange into the purple. That's why right now the movements of Flapteasy was kind of wasted in a way.
Yeah, and with that, again, even as you saw from the emblems, you know, Flapteasy, his job here, he's going to tank quite a bit of damage. He still has that tenacity as well to kind of keep him alive longer, works around the split. But really, job is grab Oheb, right? Try to split him off from Renegade, try to get him into these team fights, into the range, of course, so Super Marco can get those marks off, get the torn apart memories. But here,
Flapteasy flickering on through, red like a book, dodging Sensui's Appraiser's Wrath. Close call, interesting, because of these early rotations. Flapteasy here with the turtle coming up in about 10 seconds is still left at what? Barely level 3.
Yeah. We get 2 cards anyways, so it's going to be A-okay afterwards. The fact that he didn't die was going to be good for AP Bread, but it will not be enough.
Wow. Right now, turtle going to be up. Still waiting for that level 4 for Flap, but right now, Blacklist in positioning. Hue holding on to the Decimate himself. This could turn the tide of that skirmish early on. Ogwin.
Oh no, forcing the flicker. US spends his Decimate, stolen away. Body hitting the floor. First blood drawn by Black now. This is about to break out into a big fight. The split by Flapteasy, looking for Edward, looking for the grab. Turtle at a 4 of its health. Sensui pushing back Blacklist. Coming in with the heals from Renegade, the heal man at your service, forcing out another realm from AP Bren. And they back out, Sensui securing a turtle. The second wind from Blacklist coming online.
A massive play coming out from Blacklist International. It all started with the speed of them clearing out the lanes. Because AP Bren was so busy trying to correct the lane of Flapteasy up top that compromised their levels on Ogwin as well as onto Few, which allowed Blacklist International to pick off Ogwin and then eventually take over. It was the tempo that Blacklist International got in the first 2 minutes, and they took care of it.
And with that, they finally find themselves to need a lead early on. It's small, but they can work with this, right? That's what they have to be able to do. Pull through, allow the gold to fall into Oheb's hands here on this Matrix. We saw this earlier today, right? In their series early, he wanted to play this hero. This is something he's wanted to play, but he knows that, hey, Beatrix, just the way she fits in the meta currently, it's really got to be the right situation. And when you pair it up with these heroes that they have, this could be that. They're off to a great start. Poke's already in the bottom lane. They're going to crash down.
Collapsing onto this gold lane tier 1. Chipping away, bombs away. Oheb gets a face full of stacks. Backing off. They're setting up for a clash in mid. But so far, it's Blacklist calling all the shots.
It's going to be, again, control for Blacklist International. That's the thing when they play the Fredrin. They really know how to handle the lanes, handle the jungle.
Oh no. Yue picking up that Decimate once more. No more shields on this gold lane. Close call, putting Ogwin down to 5th of his health.
Yeah.
Filipino sniper is here.
He's going to get checked, and that's kind of what they have to do, right? Continuing to build up the lead. Sometimes it's just, all right, let's get this extra gold, the gold plate from the turrets. Let's work around that, take the discipline route, and back off. This is also a big item pickup for Few here. Gets the necklace of Durance Wolf.
Yeah. I mean, very important for sure. But that means that AP Bren might just resolve to just backing down a little bit. Calteezy's not snowballing anyways for the Martis. They are same levels for Sensui as well as Calteezy, but the rest might struggle.
Big pull by Few, snagging Yue and Edward. Now from the side, took a Super Marco, stacks on the Yue, stacks on him, taking him down. That's 1 off the board for Blacklist. As the turtle gets reset, the split from Flapteasy, it looks like, based on how the map looks, Blacklist just letting go of this turtle, 1 for 1.
Yep, going to be the 1 for 1 in terms of the turtle, but still, they've done great work around the map to garner and keep this lead relatively still in their favor for now. AP Bren looking for any type of answer they can. Wow, they already get a flicker out.
Oheb, so close, surviving with about 1 HP. In comes Ogwin, the Whisker enough, using that flicker, backing on out.
And the good thing here is AP Brent are activating Super Marco, was actually in there during the team fight around the turtle. And then right afterwards, you know that the ultimate is cooling down. You even have the flicker to help you out. Super Marco getting a kill and then a turret. I mean, he didn't get the last hit. It was Ogwin to clean up, but that was a lot of economy that goes in their favor.
Oh no, Abun Jingjing 2v1 gets the grab onto him, displaces him. Enough for Kyle Teasy to finish the job.
And that is why the glue works. So now AP Bren bites back, they crawl back, they diminish the gold lead relatively to nothing.
No.
And still the focus, top side.
Forcing an engage on the Ogwin, bombs away. Oheb forcing them back. Ogwin put down to a fifth of his health. Gonna recall, but look at this. Flap might be looking for an engage. Super Marco gonna continue to clear out the waves.
That's the value of the Matilda. You can poke. You can see Ogwin utilizing the ultimate, not for kills, but for them to secure that turret up top without any exchange. AP Bren in the last 3 minutes of the game have found their opening and now have taken the lead back to their side.
Real quick too, power spike wise, right? I mean, gold between the gold laners are relatively even, but the fact that Super Marco has the Malik Roar, he's got the Blade as well, going against the Beatrix, how's this looking in terms of damage output for AP Bren?
100% for AP Bren, this is their power spike. I would dare say that until the, 10-minute mark, they have the lead. And that's one thing that they need to use. It doesn't mean that Blacklist International are gonna suffer. If they just dodge the fights, they just farm out, clear out the lanes, they're gonna be A-okay in the latter portions of the mid-game. But for now, definitely AP Bren will have the better heroes suited for this turtle fight.
With the Wanderer scored, getting vision into those bushes. Now the Circling Eagle putting Sensui at half health, knocking him up. Turtle at a third. This is about to break out. Netherrealm still intact, spent in. Blast International with the stolen one from Yue. Popping that extra health, stunning him. The ult from Reda J. And Kyle Teasy looking to secure. They got shields, they got extra damage. Bombs away from Moheb, collapsing on a Blacks International. Sensui with an Appraiser's Wrath, knocking Ogwin out. Edwards scores one, sending AP Bren packing.
Another trade here, Turtle taken, but they get a kill once again. You can really see the exchanging of blows between these two. Now the focus in the mid.
They keep going. Blacks International looking for that push. Flap Teasy gets a long shot.
Wow. And obviously, Edward going for the place. Super Mario going to be found here. Very unlikely for them to kind of kill each other. And Super Marco sniffs that Paquito out. We see that AP Bren in these very long team fights where they don't have their ultimates anymore. Blacklist International will have a better shot, especially because of their sustain. And I think that was the Flap Teasy read. Go into Renegade instead of going to the opposing marksman. Did not work, unfortunately.
Yeah. You have to kind of adapt, that strategy if you're AP Bren, dealing with this SS, dealing with the amount of sustainability, right? We already saw that total heal chart. It's off the charts, especially with an SS. That's typically how it goes. So either you said you build up those anti-heal items and then you overload the damage, right? That's kind of the answer here. But right now, you saw the extended fights. Blacklist International does really well with this, Leo.
And this is 9 minutes. This is even before Renegade is able to make all the members of Blacklist International effectively Mashas, effectively X-Borgs. And here now, they're looking at about 1,000 gold ahead, approaching the 10-minute mark. Question is, gentlemen, have they hit the rubber band? This is what we were looking for in game 1 and 2.
My heart says 60% yes, I think that this is definitely Blacklist International sided, and I'm not saying just because of what the heroes that they have, but also because of the idea of the Ube, right? That is what's gonna happen. I think that AP Bren might be baited into the spot where they go in one by one again. There will come a time where this glue coming out from Flap TZ will not be as tanky as you see him. Like when he goes for Renegade, he can be taken out easily because of the Beatrix. And then what you can do is, after the Netherrealm is popped by few, you can just take it out because you have the Nibiru's Passion anyways, and then set up for more kills afterwards. And you can even see Sensui just manhandling the entirety of AP Bren by just staying in front, going in for the taunts, going for the knockups, and then landing the finishing blow with the ultimate.
And going back to it, because we don't see Beatrix often, we're getting the signal, by the way. What is the power spike for Beatrix now currently? What, 2-3 items? They already have the BOD locked in. How much more do they need upon assaulting this bottom side? See if they commit.
Yeah, maybe just the wind of nature for the Beatrix so that he can man fight against the Brody. And Brody might be forced into utilizing the ultimate much faster. Interesting, Demon Hunter Sword for Super Marco. Much needed in this fight where there's a lot of sustain on this side of Blacklist International.
Yep. Now with that, Lord going to be up this time around. Relatively well, both teams contesting the early objectives, the turtles. 2 turrets for each team as well, even space to work around with. But right now, Edward's still on the bottom side. Lord resets for now. Blacklist International not want to fully commit to it. They go ahead and buy a little more time. Malefic Roar being picked up here for Edward. So this could turn the tide of some of these fights. Again, from AP Brent, forcing out the Netherrealm is going to be crucial here, and how Yue plays around his own as they get prepped and ready for the Lord dance.
Here we go. Lord approaching half health. Flap easy force you the split early on. AP Bren's initiations saying it's time to dance. Blacklist finally obliges and forces them back. Now, the dance continues.
Yep. No ult for Flap.
No ult for Flap.
Gotta watch out. Still another realm intact for both Yue and Few. Checking in that bush. They're aware. Yue is present. Lord here at half health. Sensui, Edward and Oheb taking the top lane, controlling that long bush. Flap easy check in. No one home. Lord at half health. The dance continues.
Half health here. Still going to go ahead and get this reset going. Both junglers taking their time. Count easy. Half health himself. It's up to AP Bren to try to put the pressure, whether that's on Yue, whether that's on Renegade.
Edward
Watch,
waiting patiently.
Agent Zero might be able to burst down Kyle. The patience. Oh, he sees him, and the bomb's away, coming through. A shooter's aura out. Netherrealm from both sides already spent. Kyle Teasy in peril, in danger. Flap Teasy coming in, forcing an ult from Renegade. The grab onto this Estes, keeping him in damage range. 4-0 with a takeout. Kyle Teasy, look at the back line, waiting for the timing on the retribution. Memory, knocking out Edward Balboa. And there's an Appraiser's Wrath, putting down AP Bren. Down each to a fifth of their health. Kyle Teasy with the decimate. Oheb with the shutdown. Few taking down Yue. It's a bloodbath near the Lord Pit. Oheb the only one standing. Traded off for Kyle Teasy. AP Bren stands their ground.
They're going to go ahead and work on this Lord here, though Kyle Teasy is going to be out of the picture. Oheb, the last one alive. They're going to drive him back.
2v3, 1v3, gets the double. This is the Filipino sniper in the building. Rizal Memorial, acknowledge him.
Nevertheless, it will be AP Brent to secure the Lord. Already, Blacklist International forced out the ultimate of Flap, but at the second team fight, AP Brent was managed to reset the Lord. And then afterwards, you can see the jump coming out from Flap TZ, forcing Oheb to also flicker out. Additionally, Super Marco managed to land all of the stacks, forcing out, and then after the flicker, he lands it on the entirety of Blacklist International, taking them out with a torn apart memory. Then AP Bren with Kaltizi surviving with a sliver of health. Ogwin jumping in at the right time with a guiding wind, and then Few popping the ultimate as well as the right time. AP Bren, a wonderful team fight that they were able to get.
Patience upon patience, man.
Yep.
They got reserves of it, both sides.
As they got to deal with that. Still, AP Bren playing around this Lord, going down the mid, putting the pressure here, top side.
Forcing out a response as they pull Sensui in. Circling Eagle, there's another round from Yue. A lot of stacks popping those extra HP bars. Few still has his ult intact. That's the torn apart memory spent in. Not enough stacks to be actually a threat as AP Bren clear out the waves. Blacks International, though, able to take care of this Lord in quick fashion. Mid lane inhibitor still standing, a third of its health left. Renegade healing up. Blacklist's cavalry, the front line still stand.
Now they make their way top side here, but Blacklist International able to hold on for now. Still Oheb, exactly where he needs to be on this Beatrix as we take a look at the items here, Wolf.
Not that behind, away from Super Marco, but we know that this is the power spike for Super Marco. Able to get 4 items, eventually gets the 5th. And then upcoming Lord, that will be critical mass for AP Bren. And I would dare say that is their only win condition right now for Blacklist. The fact that they didn't lose any of their inhibitor turrets at that Lord push, that's actually good news. Even after losing the fights, they know that they can punish. They will just have to wait for their own critical mass.
Oh, battling it out in the jungle.
Flap Teasy here, very low, might be taken out, gets the rod on Sensui, but Oheb takes him down. That's a free pickoff. Blacks International all this while. The 12th Hall of Legends inductee out in the long lane taking care of this tier 2. Abun Jingjing doing work.
He has been. And just before all that, you saw the difference between the gold for the XP laners, and that's why, as they get another turret down, tier 1 in the mid lane, Edward has been doing work. Man. He is online in terms of the items. Oheb also just picked up that next item, the DHS. And this is important, right? Looking at the real-time win rate, it's 50-50 currently, as this is one of the closest so far of this series, or the closest game that we've had. Now game number 3.
And I would say Blacklist International, all they need to do is to survive the next Lord. Let's just say they lose it to AP Bren, but they defend and not get pushed by AP Bren. They will have the pendulum swinging in their favor. AP Bren, this is their last shot. They have to take this, and they have to take Blacklist International members together with them. Eventually, this Brody will not have the proper scaling against Blacklist International, and eventually Red J will be tanky enough to survive all throughout the combo. And that means the doom of AP Bren.
Amazing. Renege able to use that skill as a vision getter, checking in bushes. He is so deadly with the Estus, and that's an oxymoron if I've ever said that. Checking out the dance. Look at Edward again taking control of the long bush. Flapteezy keeping guard. Lord here, a third of its health pulled away directly from Blacks International, but they don't mind. They're taking control of this pit as the Lord gets reset.
Gonna go ahead and get reset here. Blacklist International wants to go ahead and whittle down AP Bren and let them take and tank this Lord on their side. They're willing to let them do that and punish them. Also, the fact that UA is still holding on to this Nether Realm, providing the damage that he has, picked up that Divine Glaive earlier on. That's the threat here for AP Bren and why they're so hesitant for this. Again, they're trying to get in position. Edward now joining this as well. Sensui keeping the Lord between him and Kyle Teasy. Still, neither team, it's a 50-50, just like this Lord dance. As they work on these buffs, Super Marco grabbing the orange. Edward waiting patiently. Lord will get reset once again. Wolf, this is the dance.
This is the dance. Every single detail matters. Like pushing the bottom lane as well as the top lane. You can see bottom lane, AP Bren will have the advantage, but Edward tries to correct it, going for the short lane. And then who's holding on to the Lord? At this point, only Flapteezy from AP Bren is valid to hold that. And you can see Super Marco is doing his attacking the Crammer.
Oh, there's a circling eagle and the taunt from Sensui. This is the point of no return. Edward coming in, revealing himself, dealing a lot of damage. The Nether Realm from a Yue. They pop the extra life bars. Lord down to 5th of its health. They're gonna have to commit a 10th of its health. A pretty canceled out. Easy scores the Lord. The second of this game at 17 minutes. They take down Sensui. Edward surviving. Flapteezy taken out. The Filipino sniper falls. It's a shutdown. Easy hunting for Yue, finding bodies. Bottom lane gotta get taken care of. Yue way deep behind enemy territory. No man's land for a Valentina. Gets taken out by few. It's just Edward left standing. A Lord marching in mid.
Edward left standing. Lord making its way down the mid. We're gonna take a quick look at the instant replay here. Brought to us by Katia as we get back to the game.
This is endable. AP Bren can smell it. Edward gets taken out. His immortality popped. He gets taken down. The wipeout, the Winter Trunks juggle. Sensui looking to clear. AP Bren, the world tour continues. Next stop, the grand finals.
And the Hive is alive once again. In another sweep, AP Bren will move on to the grand final to face Sonic.
They have found the opening in that Lord dance. Renegade found Sensui, found Flapteezy with the opening with a stun. Super Marco as well. Fishing out Edward and punishing that Paquito. That was a beautiful Lord dance from Baby Brent to end this game.
They adjusted quickly from the previous series, and that's exactly what they had to do. But again, what a story here for Blacklist International leading into their season, into the M5. And what they've accomplished once again, both teams. Unfortunate that one team has to go home. That's the nature of the competition. But either way, the Philippines can still be rest assured that they're in good hands tomorrow.
You see here the sportsmanship, the mutual respect, and the love these athletes share. As you can see, almost symbolically, Black is saying, AP Bren, it's up to you now.
As we get ready, once again, let's go ahead and throw it over to the stage to have our closing interviews.
Blacklist International. You had an incredible journey this M5. Unfortunately, it is not the result that you desire. Is there anything that you want to say to all your fans here and all over the world? What is your message to everybody?
Maraming salamat po sa lahat ng pumunta dito at saka sumuporta sa amin. Sorry, talo kami. Yan lang po. Thank you so much sa magsuporta.
Thank you to all who supported them and who came all the way here. They apologize for losing, but they thank you for your dedication. Blacklist International, you may now take your final bow. And everybody, one more time, Blacklist, your journey ends here. And now, our grand finalist, AP Bren. Congratulations, AP Bren. Phew, oh my gosh. Now you go on again, your second time to go to the grand finals of the World Championship. Phew, Coach, what are you guys thinking right now? This is gonna be, well, what's gonna be different this time around?
Check ping lang yung kanina.
Check ping. Oh, okay. Coach Brent said what happened earlier, and I'm assuming that's the one with Onyx. Just check ping. Just check ping.
Malas yung sinabi ni Flap na 3-0 sa amin nangyari.
Oh, okay. He said it was bad luck for Flap to say 3-0 because it happened to them instead. Flap, you're going to the grand finals once again. How different is it this time?
Sobrang saya ko po kasi grand finals na. Tapos kung meron man ako natutunan, siguro wag ako mag-predict kasi ang malas eh.
He's really happy to make it to the grand finals, but if he's learned anything at all, it's to not predict because his prediction is bad luck. Coach, once again, you're going to the grand finals, one step away to getting that trophy. What are you expecting? How is it different this time? And what do you want to see from your team?
First of all, maraming salamat sa mga pumunta dito. Maraming salamat, guys. Alam ko, yung iba sa inyo, dapat nasa bahay, nag-enjoy, but you came out here to watch us perform. So maraming salamat. But second thing, congratulations to my team. Hindi ko nasasabihin, alam naman nilang proud kami sa kanila eh. So, the adjustments that we're going to make is simply rest. Kailangan na namin magpahinga kasi we have a long match tomorrow. We'll collect our thoughts and then just talk slow and take it easy. Kasi the more that we are calm, the more that we are able to perform at the highest possible level.
He thanks everyone for supporting them because a lot of you can easily watch us at home, but you came out here to support AP Bren, so he's really appreciative of that. Coach, earlier, you guys almost got game one. And then, I believe it might have affected the team mentally, is that correct? How were you able to adjust to make sure that this fight against Blacklist International, you were able to do a clean game and with a great sweep to make sure that the grand finals is yours?
For Blacklist, since we've been playing against them for a very long time, I think we adjusted really well in terms of like preparation. It was easier for us to prepare for Blacklist than Onyx Indonesia. So I think that's one of the top things that happened back there. Second of all, I think Blacklist they're still good. It's just that there's something lacking at the moment. I can't pinpoint what it is, but for sure they'll find it. Matagal na naming tinitingala ang Blacklist. They're able to do all these wonderful miracles for their players. So hopefully they bounce back stronger. And one final message for Blacklist. Kayo muna. Try namin i-defend yung crown.
You're gonna try to defend the crown. One last time. One last question. How are you going to make sure that what happened earlier with Onyx will not happen again tomorrow?
Pupuntahan ko si Yeb sa kwarto niya.
You're gonna go to Coach Yeb's room.
Tapos lalasingin ko.
And then you're gonna get him drunk. And final message to the fans. Actually, Caltisi, Super Marco, the mic is yours. Final message to everyone who came out here to support you.
Thank you sa mga pumunta rito. Tapos sa mga agents dyan.
Woo! Thank you to everybody. Thank you to the agents. All right, everybody. When I say AP, you all say Bren. AP? Congratulations, AP Bren. You may now take your bow. You're heading to the grand finals. What a phenomenal game by AP Bren. So we're gonna break that down for you. So we're gonna go back to our casters. Pasok.
Imagine the M5 World Championship, such a long journey, being in the grand finals. How does it feel? Woo. Woo indeed. And Flap, here's the thing, I'll feel, man. Something about the predictions, man, don't do it.
Don't do it.
I felt it. I felt it. You haven't had the curse. You got it right. You called it for Bren.
Yep, I was calling it for Bren. I was hoping that this would be the entire series, but as Coach Ducky mentioned, again, Blacklist seemed to be missing something this time around, and obviously we're trying to pinpoint what exactly it is. We'll do our best, everybody, but again, he's right. There was something missing in this upcoming matchup. Let's talk about a couple of things, like the MVP, for an example, of this match. LaFell, come on, we can both agree it's this dude, right?
Here's the thing, I kind of hope it's Flap, because he made plays, man. He made plays, and the MVP of the game is gonna go over to Super Marco 405. Do we have to say, he entered a team fight way earlier. I watched his items. The moment he had 2 items, he went for that second turtle.
I'm telling you, all this gym work that Coach Ducky is making his players go through, it adds up. He's feeling confident, and more importantly so, he's using his escape tools to cover distances that he shouldn't be covering in front of enemy front lines.
We're gonna look at the highlights, but I do want to talk about the EXP laners for both EXP laners, because Edward just now played beautifully, but Flap, that one time he was able to use the split, get onto Renegade, that was the turning point, man. But for now, we got to look at the highlights and see how fast Super Marco joined the team fight.
Yep, I mean, Super Marco, he's playing extremely aggressively. He's trying to make sure that his power spike is absolutely worth it every single time, and he gets close on these moments as well. You can see how eager he is to win and create that snowball. But oh man, when we come down to these Lord dances, it is a struggle for both sides.
Yeah, and again, it's just the win goes over to AP Brand just because Super Marco, again, dishing the damage. But the entire team setting it up for him, because we got to talk about the draft here coming in from Blacklist. This is their draft. This is textbook Blacklist International, and they played way better than Game 1 and Game 2. But again, just like Coach Ducky said, they faced against Blacklist all the time. They know how to fight this.
I mean, let's talk about some of the good things about Blacklist's overall lineup, right? It's about maintaining battle lines. It's about pushing and pulling against your opponent and exhausting their resources as much as they can. But here's the thing. When AP Bren locked in that Farmers, that's atypical. We've seen many teams go against Blacklist International's Queen Estes, of course. by having the call altar at the time, now known as the Netherrealm. They changed it up. Because they have that fire mist, they have access to glue. And what's glue great at? Sticking on you and cutting off your lines of retreat, laying it down. The only mistake that Blacklist could have done is if their main carries stuck too close to their front lines, and that was the opportunity that AP Brand took advantage of.
Let's talk about Super Marco. The way that he set it up, he really wants to deal the damage very, very early on. Assassin Emblem, Rupture, Master Assassin. The Quantum Charge is both offensive as well as defensive. He's making sure that he wins the lane. This is one of those moments where Super Marco is saying, team, I'm going to be the carrier of this game. You guys just back me up, and they did back him up.
Yep, they really did back him up. And the way that they're peeling for him, right, both teams kind of want to do the exact same thing. And you would imagine that at the very least with Yue on this Valentina, that he finds more value in this, well, in this case, Netherrealm on top of having the additional heal from the Blessing of the Moon Goddess. So why did it start to crumble? A lot of it just comes down to the plays that are being made. Ogwin, in these cases, he doesn't really need to do much. It's just the pushing and pulling. He's not looking to engage.
And again, I kind of feel like in this game, Oheb is the key for victory for Blacklist International, but having few Flap as well as Ogwen misplacing him, making sure that he's in a bad position, because I still remember the last team fight around Lord, he was way out of line. He was way too in front and gave a lot of resources for AP Brand to go in.
Exactly. It's the value of the little globules coming in from glue. The moment he touches it and you are stunned, that's the go time for the side of AP Brand. That's why we're seeing that the rich guy and the carry is going over to Super Marco, and why the sandbag most of the time is going to be Sensui. Once he latches on with the split onto Sensui's side, he's trying to pull him away from everybody, force Blacklist International to use resources by clumping up, whether they like it or not.
Let me just say Super Marco is my personal goal later when it comes to having the best players for our draft, right? But now we're going to look at the damage dealt here. 88,000 damage coming in from Super Marco. Quite a stark difference going up against Oheb, 52,000. We got to consider that Oheb using the Beatrix, you have a lot of ways to dish out the damage, especially AoE damage. Now, I saw a lot of the Bennett's Rage was able to be avoided thanks to Ogwen with the Guiding Wind. So I kind of feel like in this game, they really play around Oheb, making sure that Oheb doesn't deal easy damage.
Oh, for sure. Because we were expecting maybe Benedetta was going to be the play for Edward, but instead, actually, Paquito is the more efficient pick here with shorter cooldowns and a more clean way to actually peel enemies off of your backline. I think this was a very good decision coming in from Blacklist International. The only problem with this is once they run out of steam, how else are they going to maintain the battle lines, right?
Yeah, and here's the thing. Their lineup is a 4-1 formation. Having Edward on a solo lane or the long lane and then everyone else moving together is the way they want to play. The bad thing is, for that composition to work, the 4 needs to win against the 5. Unfortunately, they couldn't win. And because of that, AP Brand, they really made sure that the numbers matter. Having 5 against 4, winning that 5 against 4 made it so that Edward has to step away from his job. It's like, I want to stay in the silence, but I can't. I got to help out my team.
Yeah, I mean, the conditions to winning was very, very narrow. And as Wolf mentioned in the cast itself, you know, every detail matters when you start walking in for these big Lord fights, the Lord dances, as we like to say. It was, again, a beautiful game coming up from both teams.
Again, we got to look at the brackets because here's the thing. We got one more match in this M5 World Championship. And my, oh my, it's going to be the grand finals between Onyx going up against AP Brand.
I mean, we saw them battle it once. Some people are going to think it's going to be a repeat again, but history keeps telling us whoever comes from that lower brackets, there's something inside of them that's just different.
They're hungrier. They felt defeat before, and they say, never again. Never again attitude. But again, Onyx, we saw how they have that attitude as well.
Oh, yeah.
They lost in the first game very hard, but they still find a way to come back. We got to look at the schedule coming up for tomorrow, where 5:30 p.m. is going to be the grand finals. And after this best of 7, we'll see who is the new world champion.
I can't wait. It's going to be the most epic championship Sunday we have had this entire year. Indonesia going up against the Philippines once more. A classic all-time favorite.
Let me just say, even though we're both Malaysians, but this is going to be fun to watch.
This is going to be a great game, of course. And let's keep in mind, right, AP Brand, their initial preparation against Onyx didn't go too well. Now, hopefully, given enough time, maybe they can break the free form, free flow style of Onyx.
Let me just say, this entire M5 has been an amazing journey. After back to back to back best of 5 series, we have finally determined our M5 World Championship Grand Finalists. And none of this would have been possible without our sponsors. Thank you very much, because the M5 World Championship is powered by Moonton, presented by Kadia, supported by ROG, the official gaming phone, Grab, the official supply partner, and Secret Lab, our official chair partner. I can't emphasize how thankful we are with the support coming in from our sponsors, making it so that this M5 World Championship is as grand as it is. Now, I want to say thank you very much, Gideon, for being with me for this panel. But now we got to end the show, because again, the faster we go to sleep, the faster we get to tomorrow, the faster we can see the grand finals. But before that, we're going to the stage with Mara Aquino to close the show. So Mara, it's your turn, and see you tomorrow.
We started the second last day of the M5 World Championship with 4 teams. And now we are down to the final 2. Onyx of Indonesia and AP Bren of the Philippines are heading to the grand finals. To quickly recap, we started our triple header with the Code Breakers, ending the Cinderella run of the Dark Horses from EECA. The Filipino sniper Oheb got his hands on his signature Beatrix to send Deus Vult back home. And right after that, we got to determine our first M5 grand finalist. Onyx firmly reminded AP Bren why they are recognized as the Sky Kings. Keyboy's MVP propelled the Indonesians to their first ever M-Series Grand Finals appearance. And the lower bracket finals, it was just like the finals of MPL, where AP Bren fought against Blacklist International. But AP Bren was really hungry to go to the grand finals, sending Blacklist International home with a sweep. And now we determined the 2 strongest team of the entire world. Tomorrow, our grand finalists will be between Indonesia and the Philippines. Onyx versus AP Bren. So you don't want to miss that. We'll see you tomorrow, only here. Once again, my name is Mara Aquino, reminding everybody who's in the pursuit of victory to be better than great. See you tomorrow, everybody, and keep it good vibes.
Hit me like I might get over, but you can get me in no corner. I know I can make a comeback, ace this round and finish this game now. Got the power on my shoulders, yeah, you know that I'm a soldier. You can keep me off my guard, but you can't keep me from my honor. Nah, 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 I feel like the floor is lava, the energy's getting higher. You're saving my arms, 'cause I know just what I got. I got you like na-na-na, and you know I hold the power. This feeling I love, oh yeah. Making my grind good to great, so don't stand in my way. Standing tall and I won't fall over. We are better than great, good. We are better than great. We stand tall, won't run away. We are burning, don't change.
energy's getting higher. You're saving my arms. 'Cause I know just what I got. I got you like na-na-na. And you know I hold the power. This feeling I love. Oh yeah. Making my grind good to great. So don't stand in my way. Standing tall and I won't fall over. We are better than great, girl. We are better than great. We stand tall, won't run away. Lay out firm, nothing gon' change. Great, we are better than great. If we stand tall and believe we can make it, you and me, with a sense of urgency, you'll see I'm better than great. I'm better than great. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, I'm better than. Making my grind good to great. So don't stand in my way. Standing tall and I won't fall over. We are better than great, girl. We are better than great. We stand tall, won't run away. Lay out firm, nothing gon' change. Great, we are better than great.
Hit me like I might get over, but you can get me in no corner. I know I can make a comeback, ace this round and finish this game now. Got the power on my shoulders. Yeah, you know that I'm a soldier. You can keep me off my guard, but you can't keep me from my honor.
Nah, I feel like the floor is lava. The energy's getting higher. You're saving my arms. 'Cause I know just what I got. I got you like na-na-na. And you know I hold the power. This feeling I love. Oh yeah. Making my grind good to great. So don't stand in my way. Standing tall and I won't fall over. We are better than great, girl. We are better than great. We stand tall, won't run away. We are firm, nothing gon' change. Great, we are better than great.
Can't get it great, I'm better than great. I play my own role, I've been kinda greatest. Transcend myself into this game, yeah. I build a power to dominate fate. Championship mind, no time for the weak. We're start to the game, shall reveal. Better than great, that's how we feel.
I feel like the floor is lava. The energy's getting higher. You're saving my arms. 'Cause I know just what I got. I got you like na-na-na. And you know I hold the power. This feeling I love. Oh yeah. Making my grind good to great. So don't stand in my way. Standing tall and I won't fall over. We are better than great, girl. We are better than great. We stand tall, won't run away. Lay out firm, nothing gon' change. Great, we are better than great. If we stand tall and believe we can make it, you and me, with a sense of urgency, you'll see I'm better than great. I'm better than great. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, I'm better than. Making my grind good to great. So don't stand in my way. Standing tall and I won't fall over. We are better than great, girl. We are better than great. We stand tall, won't run away. Lay out firm, nothing gon' change. Great, we are better than great.
Hit me like I might get over, but you can get me in no corner. I know I can make a comeback, ace this round and finish this game now. Got the power on my shoulders. Yeah, you know that I'm a soldier. You can keep me off my guard, but you can't keep me from my honor.
Nah, I feel like the floor is lava. The energy's getting higher. You're saving my arms. 'Cause I